Yeah. Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good, fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah. Please say any negative thoughts, I pop off when I hear people say I cannot. I get off to the thought of proving everyone wrong, I won't stop to the top, so you better back off and get lost. I'ma stay loud, stay proud, never running down, never heading south. I'll be spreading out, call it word of mouth, can't put me down, I'll be getting loud. You can have it douse, not what I'm about, have your fucking cloud. It be raining now, I keep making sound, go another round, bitch I'm looking bound.
Cool. Alright. Yo, what's up, good people? My name's Sean, and today I'm going to be doing a little bit of research into some of the new cards that are going to be dropping into Master Duel on May 9th. There's going to be P.U.N.K, Swordsoul, and Destiny Hero Phoenix Enforcer. There's also the Cyber Dark structure deck coming out. So I want to make a pool plan and decide what am I going to invest into and what's going to be worth me spending gems on. Now, a lot of the new cards that are coming out now kind of got to this point where I'm not really familiar with them, because I stopped playing IRL, and therefore I was familiar with every meta deck up to this point, but now we're getting into some new decks that I really don't know too much about. I know some of them are really strong, I know some of them are really weak. I'm not too sure exactly why though, so we're going to be looking at that. Then I might be doing a couple of duels, so I figured this while I'm doing my research, I may as well chill out on stream and do a couple of things, and yeah, just do it live. So gonna head into game. I've got more gems than this saved up. For some reason, the gems that you purchase on PSN don't reflect on PC, but I've got about this many gems saved up, maybe about say 10k saved up, so that should be enough, hopefully, fingers crossed, with a bit of luck, to get some really good pulls from the new packets. So I'm prepared in that regard to do that. Let's look at the notifications and talk about what's coming out. So May 9th, now I forgot the time when they update. It's either like 2 AM, 4 AM my time, so I'm not going to be able to hit that right away because I got work in the morning, obviously. But in less than 24 hours, we're going to be getting these new archetypes. We're going to be getting P.U.N.Ks, we're going to be getting Swordsoul, and we're going to be getting Destiny Hero Phoenix Enforcer. So I kind of want to do a little bit of research and see exactly how well these decks have actually performed, and do a little bit of a breakdown for them. So the only way we're going to be able to do a little bit of prediction is by looking at the TCG and the OCG. So I'm going to be looking at past results of tournaments and people who have played this deck that made me know a little bit more about this deck than I do. So for the TCG, and to look at what's worth looking at from this, I'm going to be looking at ygopro.deck. An amazing website. It is contributed by a lot of players, but there's one person that really runs it called Ren. They do an amazing amount of work, and in terms of bringing people the best decks possible and just saying, hey, this is what someone played. It even has a feature where it converts how much that deck will cost to Master Duel currency. So it's a fantastic website for the TCG. And then for OCG, I like Road of the King. Road of the King, again, is really run by one person. It's a guy named Akira. He's done it for years. If you want to look at the history of Yu-Gi-Oh!, feel free to check out this website. Simple, there's barely any ads. It's run by Patreon. It's a very, very clean website, and in terms of bringing you good results, it's very, very reliable. So I'm going to be looking at those two for the OCG and the TCG. I'm going to start off by looking at P.U.N.K. P.U.N.K is the one I'm the most interested in terms of what deck I'm going to play, because that is the one I know the least about. So I'm going to look at what P.U.N.K is like and see what these cards can do. Now, just checking OBS, you can see I've got a little notepad open already. When I do my when I break down the deck for the first time, we break it down into categories of starter, extender, defensive cards, removal options, your win condition, and engine requirements. So I'm gonna have a look at what P.U.N.K can do and try and break down the cards and see what are the strengths and weaknesses of this deck. Because even if a deck doesn't really become popular, say in terms of the meta, it doesn't mean it's a bad deck. It just means that it just can't keep up. But if it's a good deck and I'm going to be pulling from the pack anyway, maybe I might build P.U.N.K, so we'll see. So I'm going to change this up, just so this is a little cleaner, so it's not mixed up. I'm going to do it by attack. So that's going to be the spell cards first, trap cards. So I can just quickly see they've got about 5 spell and trap cards, if not more later on. Here are the monsters, starting from the weakest, starting level 3 monsters, and then we're going into some higher monsters. And I see that we've got some synchros, and I see that we've got one fusion monster. So this looks like it's going to be an extra deck based strategy. So let's go through some of the cards here and talk about what we've got. So I'm basically just going to read these out one at a time, and then yeah, let's see how good this deck can be. Yo, Pacer, how you doing, man? Pacer saying that he speculates that people are preparing for a Fusion Festival. I pretty much guarantee that the next event will be a Fusion Festival event, especially because of all the support for DPE and the Spear coming out. The Spear is actually a deck I'm considering making now, but it depends on how far my gems will be stretched. For me to do that, I will have to go back and start buying some of the Ruler's Mask Pack, but it's probably going to be very, very pricey and expensive for me to do Swordsoul and the Spear and P.U.N.K, so we'll see how good they are. Pacer says, do you speculate Pot of Extravagance will continue to be banned in all Master Duel events and Synchro event moving forward? I do. Konami are trying to... They seem to have a very, very distinctive way of trying to do these events, and it's going to be simply that it's going to be all cards that use the extra deck but don't revolve around fusion summoning are going to be banned, and then yeah, anything like Pot of Extravagance that uses the extra deck but doesn't actually say use a fusion summon or promote fusion summoning, they're not going to allow through. So I don't think we'll see that Prosperity or anything similar to that being available in future things, in future events. I think that's going to carry on the way it is. So I'm going to have a look at P.U.N.K and see what P.U.N.K can do. We're going to start off by looking at Crash Beat, continuous spell card. I'm going to put this up a little bit so you guys can read it too. If your opponent activates a card or effect that targets your P.U.N.K monster, you can target one card your opponent controls and destroy it. This is bad. That sucks. Any effect that reads like this basically might as well say your opponent cannot target your monsters with card effects, because if the person who's playing against you could just read the card, then why would they ever just trigger this unless they really, really had to do so? But targeted effects really aren't, like, say, very commonplace in Yu-Gi-Oh anymore. Maybe in like 2004, 2006, sure, but nowadays, no. So already that's pretty bad. But because this is an effect that reacts to your opponent doing something, this is a defensive card. And then it says you can only use this effect once per turn. If this card in its own spell and trap zone is destroyed by an opponent's card effect, you can activate this effect. This turn, your opponent cannot target P.U.N.K monsters you control with card effects, and they cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. Okay, so that's not bad. That's kind of nice. So if this is destroyed by Harpy Feather Duster or Lightning Storm, which is still popular in Master Duel, then this will give you a little bit of a benefit to it. But overall, I can see this card not being used at all. So let's pop it on the list. It is a defensive card, and I'm going to put a negative next to it because I don't think it's that great. Maybe later on, when I see the whole picture, I'll understand this deck a little bit more. Crash Beat, it's a spell card, and yeah, it seems pretty bad overall. Okay. So next on the thing, we've got, oops, I didn't mean to click that. We've got Wild Picking. Black Dragon Ninja says, yo bro, what's with the new cards? I literally have 10k, want to spend them wisely. Can you help me on that? That's exactly what I'm doing here, Black Dragon Ninja. I'm going to be looking at what the new cards are going to be, and what is worth your money and what's not worth your money. So stick around. As I do my analysis, I'll be able to give you a good answer. I'll probably chop this up into maybe smaller clips as well for other people that are interested, but it depends on how much time there is between now and say tomorrow. And hey GX Raider, how you doing, man? Thanks for joining the stream. So next we have P.U.N.K Wild Picking. P.U.N.K Wild Picking. Let's have a read of what this does. Another continuous spell card. At the start of the damage step, if your P.U.N.K monster battles an opponent's monster, you can destroy that opponent's monster. Okay, not bad. So it's a removal effect. You have to battle your opponent's monster for it to trigger, which is a little bit meh, but if it's a continuous effect, that's fine. You can only use this effect once per turn. That's a bit sad, actually. If you could do this with all your monsters, that would have been pretty busted, but if you can only do it once per turn, that's kind of underwhelming. And then it looks like it's got a similar effect based on destruction. If this card and its owner's spell and trap zone is destroyed by an opponent's card effect, you can activate this effect. Pump monsters you control cannot be destroyed by a battle. So this gives you immunity to being destroyed by a battle. This gives you immunity to being destroyed by card effects. Okay, and they cannot be targeted if they're destroyed. So it's trying to say, the design that Konami's trying to do with this is trying to say, hey, we want you to have these cards on the field all the time to support your monsters, because you want to deter your opponent from destroying them. But there are many cards that can get rid of this quite easily without destroying them and trigger their effects. I'm thinking of Zeus, for example. Zeus will just send it to the graveyard. Nightmare Unicorn is one of the most popular cards in the game that will get rid of it without destroying it. And then even if this deck became like meta, Cosmic Cyclone, there are many ways to get rid of these cards without triggering their second effect. So I think these cards are kind of bad, personally. Yeah, they're not that great so far. Not a good start for this archetype. Now we got a trap card, Dangerous Gabu. Dangerous Gabu. Trap card, normal trap card. You can target one effect monster your opponent controls, negate its effect until the end of this turn. Then, if you control a pump monster, gain life points equal to the targeting monster's original attack. You can only use one per turn. It's okay, pretty meh. You know, you've got so many cards that do this. Lost Wind, Breakthrough Skill, Phantom Knight's Fogblade, and Venus Chain all kind of do this. It's a target effect that negates. It's okay. Maybe this deck has a way of really abusing this card, so maybe later on we'll see it, but so far it's pretty meh. It's kind of a defensive card. You're going to use it reactively to your opponent's monster effects. So Gabu kind of sucks. Trap card. Wild Picking is a trap card. I wonder if this archetype's very defensive. We'll see. We haven't looked at the monsters yet. The monsters will really tell us what this deck is like when we get to it. Oh, music sound low. Sorry, the music's a little bit loud. My apologies. Let me turn that down. Let me know how that sounds. I've turned it down by about 10 decibels. GX Raider says, if Fallen of Albaz is getting support in those Fallen of Albaz pack, yes, there will be Despair, which will link to Fallen of Albaz, so there will be some new cards coming out for that. We can have a look at Burst of Destiny, which was the set that was released with these newer cards, to exactly find out what's going to be released. So yeah, there will be... It's not that there's Fallen of Albaz support, there's Despair support, but Fallen of Albaz works with Dogmatica and works with many different archetypes. It's kind of like... the World Legacy archetype, which kind of works between World Chalice and Mech Knights and so on and so forth. Pacer also says a new Cyber Dragon structure deck is coming out tomorrow's update of Master Duel. Many players will play Cyber Dragons in a Fusion Festival. Exactly. It makes a lot of sense that the next one will be a Fusion Festival. However, even if it is a Fusion Festival, I don't recommend investing in a deck just for a festival. You should always have a festival be about earning points and earning rewards, not going neg with by spending, unless it's a deck that you really, really wanted to make. So we'll see. We will see. Right. Right. So onto Punk and seeing how it looks. So Nashiri Surprise, target one set card your opponent controls. Or if you control a pump monster, you can target one face-up monster card your opponent controls, destroy it. You can only use one per turn. Again, this card sucks. This is not a good card. It's very slow. Anything that's going to destroy a set card, you're mainly destroying spells and trap cards that are set, and you don't really rely on a trap card to do that for you. You really kind of want a spell card like a Harpy Feather Duster or a Lightning Storm. Something that's a little bit faster to get rid of a card on the field like that. So, sorry, that's a little bit underwhelming in my opinion. And then, if there's a pump monster, you can target one face-up card your opponent controls instead. That's nice, but it's still a bit slow. It's still very, very underwhelming in that one. But yeah, because it's a trap card, it's kind of a defensive card. you're going to use it reactively to your opponent. So Nashiri, no, Nashiwari. It's also a normal trap. I guess you could use Trap Trick to go and grab it, but it's not that good in my opinion. So yeah. Punk, oh, go back. Punk Jam Extreme Session. Let's see what that does. It's the field spell for the deck. Once per turn, you can banish one Punk card from your graveyard. Special summon one Punk monster from your hand. If a psychic monster you control pays life points to activate an effect, you can draw one card. That's pretty nice. You can only use this effect up to twice per turn. Very, very nice. So the first part is a once per turn effect, and then you can get a draw effect twice per turn. This is a really good extender. That is a solid extender. Ideally, most of the best field spell cards are starter cards, like Prank Kids, Place, and other similar ones. But as an extender, this is pretty good. Let's see, Extreme. Jam Extreme Session. Really good. Field spell. Let's see. What's interesting about this is you can activate multiple copies of this card once per turn. So if your opponent destroys it early, you can activate another one. So that's good as well. It says you can only use the effect up to twice per turn. So that's pretty good. So anytime you do a life point paid effect, you get to draw. I really like that card. That's pretty solid. Obviously, it's a field spell. So Metaverse, Terraforming, they will go grab that. Demise of the Land, that will grab it. Pretty nice, pretty nice. That's a good card. Okay, onto the lower level monsters now. We've got Link Free Tuner Psychic. Okay, so level 3 Tuner Psychic monster. Again, already immediately, that's pretty good. Because any Psychic monster that is level 3 or lower can be summoned directly from the deck using Emergency Teleport. And in Master Duel, E-Tele is at 2, which is very, very good. So that gives this deck a very good starter card that isn't part of the archetype. So that's very, very solid. I'm very, very happy to see that. That'd be very, very useful. Psychics get a really good thing as well. It's a tuner monster as well. So, Halki Firebacks. That will be able to work with this card too. So you maybe do some good combos with this card. So E-Tele, summon one of these monsters, normal something else, make a Halki, do another effect. Maybe get another one of these cards out. Let's read what they do and see what these cards are like. Because being a monster is pretty good. That's pretty solid. Alright, so ZM-In. You can pay 600 life points. Add one pump monster from your deck to your hand. Pretty good, pretty good. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can target one pump monster you control. It gains 600 attack. That's whatever. That's pretty bad. But, yeah, it's okay. It's not really that good. But, so have this card in the field. Pay 600 life points. Once per turn. Fine. Fine. Yeah, that's fine. So you get to search another monster from your deck. So it is your starter card. ZM-In. That's not bad. ZM-In. Tuner. And it's level 3 E-Tele target. That's pretty good. Next we have Wagwan. Or Wagwan. Pay 600 life points, add one punk spell. Okay, so I'm seeing a theme. You've got Zamin, that adds a monster. This adds a spell, and yep, this one adds a trap. So we've got starters of a variety here. That's good and bad. That's interesting. So Wagwan adds a spell. When your opponent activates a card or effect that targets a punk monster you control, or when your opponent's monster targets one for an attack, you get to draw. It's meh, not really that good. If anybody reads the card, they're not going to trigger the effect, but okay, sure. So you can use the effect once per turn, but it is a spell searcher, so that's not bad. So you have a way to get your spells out. What's nice about this is you can get your field spell, which is probably your best search target for this so far. So Wagwan, search Jam Extreme Session, and then Jam Extreme Session effect. Let's say we have a way to send this to the graveyard. Then Jam Extreme Session says you can banish one punk card. Oh, that's card, not just a monster. So any card. Special summon one punk monster from your hand. So yeah, I can see it working. Or if you already have this, you can pay. And not only do you get to search a card, but you get to draw a card. That's really good. And then if you do like a P.U.N.K Firebats combo, you could then get another draw off of this quite easily. So yeah, that's it's coming up nicely. It's shaping really nicely so far. Tuner, E-Tele target. Okay, and then we've got the last level 3 monster here, Madam Spider. Interesting name. I really wonder the history of this deck. I'm going to have a quick look. What is the inspiration behind this? Yu-Gi-Oh! Let's look at Yugipedia. The archetype's name is based on the punk visual art, an art movement and genre heavily rooted from the punk subculture. That is awesome looking. Oh, wow. That looks really cool. The genre is notable for usage of shock value and strong, sometimes contrarian messages to instill feelings of rebellion, independence, nonconformity, and courage to do what the public expect the artists and enjoyers not to do. So it is, you're literally your punk rocker kind of archetype. That's pretty cool. That's really, really cool. So yeah, this is really focusing particularly on the Japanese punk. Gagaku, Ukiyo, Jori, Nagaku. Let's have a look at some pictures. Let's say Japanese punk. I know I'm going off a tangent, but I genuinely enjoy the lore of Yu-Gi-Oh! I think it's really kind of cool where the inspiration comes from. So yeah, oh look at him, look at that. Oh yeah. What's that hairstyle called? Same as that JoJo character in part 4. Sugar, I forgot. But yeah, this is what it's based on. Okay, yeah. I see, yeah, that's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. Let's look at those monsters again. They're kind of stylish. Got that anime kind of feel. It's got kind of like techno colors. The art style is really incredible, actually. Especially this card here. This card looks awesome. That is really nice. I would love to own that card. That's kind of cool. Anyway, we were doing a breakdown. Let's carry on with the breakdown. So, Madam Spider adds a trap card from your deck to your hand. Now, the trap cards are kind of like, what? The field spell's nice. So, you see Wagwan being used to search out field spell, Jam Extreme, but the trap cards, they're like, whatever. I'll get the negate. I think that's Gabu. Oh no, it's wild picking. So you can search out. Oh, is it Nashiri? No, this is a spell card. Yeah, Josuke. Yeah, it reminds me of Josuke. Gabu is the negate. So you could use Madam Spider to search out your negate. So that's kind of cool. But it doesn't really do a whole lot more than that for you. So I'm just going to call it Madam. She's a tuner. And she's an E-Tele target. Really, really cool. I love the inspiration of this deck. That's really cool. And I love the artwork. I hope these cards are budget. I would like to build them, but I'm not going to be spending a whole lot of money on this so far. Unless it's got some really crazy effects. So let's keep reading. Ukiyo Punk Rising Carb. The Fusion Monster. Level 8. That's 8, yeah? That is definitely 8. 2 pump monsters. So kind of generic. You contribute this Fusion Summon card. 1 second. Special summon up to 2 pump monsters with different names from each other from your hand or deck except level 8 monsters. In defense position. Okay. Reminds me of Prank's Fusion Rocket a little bit, but can summon from your deck. Okay. Interesting. If you synchro summon using this card as material, you can target 1 pump monster you control. It can make a second attack during each battle phase this turn. So I kind of see what's going on here. This card gives, if you use it for a synchro material, gives that card double attack. And if you use Z and Min, it gives it 600 attack. So that could be very, very good. This could be like your win condition kind of here. Is to use Z and Min and Rising Carp together. And what's this card's stats? 1000 attack. That's pretty mediocre. 2600 defense is kind of whatever. I guess it's to be used as an extender. So Rising Carp is an extender card. A pretty costly extender card. It's okay. I don't know if it's good, but it looks like it's very important for the strategy. Here's the monster again. That's the same person, isn't it? That's the guy on the Rising Carp, isn't it? Oh, okay. Is it the same characters but with like a monster now? Let's see. She looks the same. No, it's hard to tell. Okay, never mind. Or is this her? She's got green sword, green coat kind of thing. And then we've got her girl hair, blonde hair, red, purple kind of thing look. So is this Xiamin? This looks like it's her, and maybe she's changing her clothes, changing her style. It's kind of what it looks like to me. Maybe I'm not seeing the whole picture yet, but yeah, it looks like that's kind of it. So Shirakashi is Sharakusai is the card here. This is level 3. Oh, another level 3. Okay. You can pay 600 life points, fusion summon 1 punk fusion monster from your extra deck, use a monster from your hand or field as material. So this is your fusion card kind of thing. Okay. During your opponent's turn, you can pay 600 life points. Immediately after this effect resolves, synchro summon during your opponent's turn. Only monsters you control. You can only use this effect once per turn. Interesting. Okay. So I'm thinking like the idea here is that what I'm seeing here is you could normal summon Xiamin. This card has 600 attack, so you could then say use a Salamangreat Almirage, send it to the graveyard, and then if you have Punk Jam Extreme Session, you can then banish Xiamin, go and grab, use Xiamin effect, grab the fusion card Sharakusai, send it to the graveyard with Salamangreat Almirage. Banish it with Jam Extreme Session, special summon out your Sharakusai, and then if you've got another punk monster in your hand, that gets you to Rising Carp. Rising Carp then tributes its effect, it summons out 2 monsters, and so far all the cards are tuners, so it's going to be one of these cards, probably one that you haven't already used the effect for, so probably Wagwan or Madam Spider, maybe Wagwan, to get a spell card. Or maybe if you want to get a trap card if you're being defensive. Okay. And then maybe you get one of these cards here to summon with it. And that gets you to your synchro. Okay. I'm starting to see the line of play. I'm starting to see where this is going. It's coming together now. So we have, essentially speaking, we have, let's see what other cards they are. Dear Note or Dear Note. I'm not sure which is the right spelling. We got Dear Note here, but Dear Note, I'm going to assume that this is the right spelling, Dear Note. You can reveal one of a pump monster in your hand. Special summon either the revealed monster or this card and send the other to the graveyard. Okay, so this is an extender. This is another way for you to get a non-tuner on the field. It's a warrior. These were psychics. So these are psychics and these are warrior, beast, and fiend. How interesting. If this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can target 1 pump monster in your graveyard except a level 5 monster and summon it. Also, you cannot special summon Dear Note for the rest of the turn. Okay. It seems like this is an extender. It seems like this is a way of getting a level 5 and a level 3 on the board so that you can do a level 8 synchro. So, it seems good. The fact that it sends a card to the graveyard helps set up your field spell a little bit. It's not crazy, but it seems okay so far. Let me just think about, is there any kind of combo here so far? So you could use Xiamin, search out Dear Note, then reveal something else in your hand, send the other card to the graveyard. You can summon Dear Note, you've got Xiamin on the field, that's a 3 and a 5, there's your level 8 synchro. Okay. And then if this goes to the graveyard, you can summon back something else from your graveyard, maybe the card that you already sent, and then you can use that effect to search. Okay, alright, I'm starting to see it. So that is an extender. It's okay, Dear Note. Level 5, warrior. Next, we've got Foxy Tune. Foxy Tune. Once per turn, when this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you can gain life points to that monster's original attack. That's whatever. What is this card's attack? 2300. Okay, so that's not really that good. I guess if you boost it with Ziamin's effect, it will be 2900, but whatever. That effect is kind of negligible. You can only use the following. This is level 8 as well. Okay, so interesting number. You can only use each of the following effects of no P.U.N.K Foxy Tune once per turn. You contribute 1 P.U.N.K monster. Special summon this card from your hand. You can send this card from your... Oh, okay. Tribute 1 P.U.N.K monster. Special summon this card from your hand. Okay, so you could do Ziamim, go get Foxy Tune, and then summon this directly to the field. Nice. Okay, cool. And then you've got a card in your graveyard to go for Jam Session. And then can this pay life points? It hasn't got a life point effect, so it can't trigger the draw, but I guess if you're using Jam Session, maybe you've got another card to trigger its effect and draw more cards. You can tribute 1 P.U.N.K monster, special summon, done that already. You can send this card from your hand in the field to the graveyard, you can special summon this card. Okay, cool. Except the level 8 monster from your deck. Oh wow, this is a very good extender. Okay. Foxy Tune. That can do a lot. So let me just recap this again. The life point part is kind of bad. Doesn't matter. You can tribute a P.U.N.K monster to summon this card from your hand. So it's not a brick. Even though it's level 8. It's a beast. So there's no synergy there. So that's kind of bad. You can send this card from your hand or field to the graveyard. Send 1 card from your hand to the graveyard. And if you do, special summon 1 P.U.N.K monster from your deck. Except a level 8 monster. So it's almost kind of like a starter as well. That's pretty good. Foxy Tune is actually really good. If you were sending a card that could be triggered, kind of like Tri-Brigade Caress, where it can send like a Nerval or to the graveyard to trigger to summon it to the field, this would be amazing. But there's obviously many other cards that are in this game that you could maybe work this with. So Foxy Tune is actually very good. It's not even just an extender. It's almost like a starter as well. So that's actually a pretty good card. And then we have Ogre Dance. Ogre Dance. Once per turn, when your opponent activates a monster effect, please say it negates. You can make this card gain attack equal to that opponent's monster's original attack until the end of the turn. Ah, that's rubbish. You can only use this effect once per turn. You contribute 1 P.U.N.K monster, special summon this from your hand. So they both have the same effect. So it's not going to be a brick. You can send this card from your hand or field to the graveyard. Add 1 P.U.N.K monster from your deck to your hand, except at level 8. So this is kind of a starter as well. Ogre Dance is a starter. Foxy Tune is a starter. They're both level 8. Maybe we could use trading with this card so that even if you don't want to use this effect, you can draw. Right. Okay. I'm seeing some stuff now. Ogre Dance. Level 8. I'm liking these cards already. Yeah, this is coming together nicely. Coming together really, really nicely. It's very, very different. Very original. Right, let's see what's left. We've got 2 Synchro Monsters left in the archetype, so hopefully these cards are really good. Oh, this is also searchable by level 8 card. Level 8 Fiend card. What is that card that searches? And it also searches out... let me find it. Yu-Gi-Oh! Level... maybe I've got it in Master Duel, actually. Let me go to Master Duel. Oh my god, is my chat box actually working? Jesus Christ. I was testing it for hours earlier. The chat box is actually working. Let me pull it on my both my sources. Browser. Is that chat box 2? Let me see. That's browser 2. Okay, cool. So I was doing some troubleshooting. I couldn't get it to work, but now all of a sudden it's working. So I can put you guys' chat on the screen. That's great. Alright, cool. So, yeah, I wanted to see. There's a level 8 searcher. I've used it before in Archfiends and in Unchained. It's a really good spell card. Let's see. Level 8 Fiend. This card here. Dark Spirit's Mastery. Discard 1 card. Add 1 Destiny board or 1 level 8 Fiend monster from your deck or graveyard to your hand. So this can search out that Ogre Toon. Although I wouldn't play this in Punk actually, because it would only be able to search that one card out. So it would be kind of bricky. But trading could be really good for Punk. Emergency teleport is probably going to be a staple. That's really good. Emergency teleport, that's going to be really good. That's 5 starter cards already. That's very, very good. And then they've already got quite a few starters. So, yeah, that's nice. That's really kind of interesting so far. Alright, let's look at these synchros and look at what they do. So, let's switch back to Chrome. Let me check out what chat's saying. Right, chat saying, let's go for so Josuke. I'm looking for ideas to build for a good Fusion Festival event in Master Duel. I'm tired of sitting for $220. Yeah, Pacey, you need to get yourself something, man. True Draco. I recommend True Draco. They're probably going to hit True Draco. But if you're looking for good Fusion decks that that will be good for ranked as well, Shadow's, Solid, and the Spear. Invoked Engine as well, really good. Black Dragon says, at Pisa, I would recommend you that next time you save your gems, only spend your gems when you have exceeded your limit. I agree with Black Dragon. Yeah, save your gems up. I speculate players will need to collect 12,000 medals in the Fusion Festival event. Yeah, I think so too. Like your 1,000k gems were added on 1st of March, claim it on 1 or 2 days before 1st of April. I agree. That's what I've been doing. I've been banking all my stuff. I did spend it because I started buying some Tenny cards because I know I'm going to build Swordsoul. And I'm probably going to play Swordsoul Tenny, but we'll see. Pacer says, I burnt myself, spent my 10k gems pass to build good decks from net recipes on YouTube before the event, which only won for them in rank, but not for me. Yeah, listen to your buddy Sean. Sean will tell you exactly what to invest into. Trust me, I'm very, very frugal with my decks. And playing this game is not is tricky. You don't want to waste your resources. Pacers thanking Black Dragon Ninja. That's very kind that you guys are helping each other out. Destroyer Games. I literally spent 10k on the Spear, Shadow, Dogmatica, waiting for the support. Actually, not that bad, Rogue. Although I got only got Platinum 3 at the most with it. The Spear is going to get some really good support. You're going to get a great new card coming soon called Branded in Red. In the next day or so. So if you can afford it, I will definitely chase that card out. David Bullock is trying to make Dogmatica work. Pace is saying, I feel your struggles. It's a horrible feeling knowing and handling a custom net, not being able to go full power like you wanted to. Yu-Gi-Oh! Community. I am appalled at bots who do self-take it. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, the game is pretty good. Yeah. No, definitely want to be very careful with how you spend your gems. This is why I'm doing this analysis now without trying to decide it in advance. So, we've got 2 more cards to read for Punk, so let's go through them. So, their synchro monsters are Jam Dragon Drive and Amazing Dragon. This is level 8, this is level 11. So, interesting. So, if you're going to make the level 8 monster, you have to have a level 5, and the only level 5 option is Dear Note. Okay. If you're going to make the level 1, you have to have level 8 monsters, so you're going to need your Ogre Dance, your Foxy Tune, or you're going to need your Fusion monster, Rising Carp. Okay. Jam Dragon Drive. 1 Psychic Tuner plus 1 non-tuner monster. Okay, so it's not generic. If this card is synchro summoned or special summoned by a Punk's card effect, I wonder how you can summon this by a Punk card effect. Is there a way to summon it back from the graveyard? No, not this card. Dear Note. Dear Note can summon it back from the graveyard. Okay, so that will work it there. You can pay 600 life points. Take 1 level 3 psychic monster from your deck and either add it to your hand or send it to the graveyard. Sure. Okay. If your opponent activates a card, I guess that is to work with a field spell. So it's to get this card and then you have your field spell and then you can summon it to the field. Okay, fine. If your opponent activates a card or effect in response to your Punk's card or effect, all True Dracos, let's go. While this card is in your graveyard, what? You can special summon this card. Okay, wow. Okay, so this card is an extender. Oh, it can summon itself. And then it gets a tuner. Okay, okay. What's the attack on this thing? 27. If it's sent to the graveyard with... this will buff it to 33. So not bad. There's another card that buffs the attack something somewhere, maybe. That's okay. That's not bad. So this is to facilitate you getting to Amazing Dragon. It revives itself from the graveyard. Anytime your opponent activates a card or effect in response to your own effect, you can summon this to the field once per turn. Very nice. That card's kind of cool. This is Jam Dragon Drive. That is really cool. Synchro. Okay, cool. So it's not bad so far, but we're very lacking so far in removal effects, and we really need a win condition. Someone's asked, shouldn't we be only looking at fusion cards for your deck research, Sean versus? No, I'm not planning just for the festival. I invest in a deck because I want to use it on online rank too, so it's not just a festival research. What am I going to do after looking at Punk? I'm going to be looking at Swordsoul. I'm going to be looking at any cards that can support in tomorrow's new releases. So Despair, I'm going to be looking at, and DPE as well. Destiny Hero Phoenix Enforcer. Amazing Dragon. If this card is Synchro Summon, you can target cards your opponent controls up to the number of level 3 psychic monsters with different names you control, and in your graveyard, return them to the hand. So it's kind of a bounce effect. Sea Serpent monster as well. Okay. You can target one Punk monster in your graveyard, except this card, and summon it. Okay. You can only use this once per turn. It's okay. It's a removal effect. Let's see how much attack this has. I'm guessing 3k. Yep, 3k. It's a little bit underwhelming. I guess if under the right condition, if you summon this card with Rising Carp effect, it will get double attack, and you can get to 3600 using ZM. So that would be 3600. I guess if you attack directly, that's going to be 7200 damage directly. So it's kind of a game-winning card. So it's also your ring condition. But I feel very tentative about Amazing Dragon. It's got an amazing bounce effect. I wish it didn't target, but it's got a really cool bounce effect. Typically speaking, if you're going to get this card out, you should maybe have at least 2 level 3 psychic monsters in your graveyard with different names. So you get to return them to... so that's at least 2 cards you get to bounce, maybe even more if you're lucky. Maybe just 1, but the bounce is okay. And then you get to summon something back from the graveyard. So this card can OTK. This card could OTK thanks to the summon effect, but yeah, okay. So that's a breakdown of Punk. Now that we've kind of analyzed it, we can see that that this deck has a lot of good starters, which is strong. You always want a deck that's got a lot of good starters. It's got some okay extenders. The extenders are pretty cool as well. Plus, you've got starters such as Trading and Emergency Teleport that you can add to this list. So those are pretty good. So this deck should be quite consistent. But it's very, very lacking in defensive options and removal cards. And the win condition's okay, but you've kind of really got to work for it. So it means that for this deck to work really well, you would have to definitely mix it with some cards outside the archetype. Maybe some synchro monsters that aren't really good for here. So I'm going to go to Master Duel really quickly and have a look at some quick synchro monsters. So what would be some good cards to go into this deck? Well, this can summon out level 8 synchros and level 11 synchros. I don't remember there being an effect that locks us in there. Let's sort this by rarity. Get the good cards at the top. So level 11 synchro, you could summon things out like nope, Trishula. This card could technically work with it. You've got the new card. Nope, that's not going to work with it. Let's see, level 8. I'm guessing Borrowload Savage is there. Draco Berserker the Tenny is there. Isn't one of their synchro they have a synchro monster you can work with. You could maybe do Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon with this deck. You could do Psyframe Node Omega. Psyframe Node Omega is probably going to be standard in this deck because you're banishing psychic monsters, so you want to put them back in the graveyard. Let's see. Anything else? Crimson Cheval de Fleur is okay. This negates a spell or activates a spell trap card. You get it to negate the activation, but you need Fleur Synchron, so that's not going to work. You've got some Yang Zine cards here. Okay. So it's kind of interesting. There are kind of some good cards this deck can be supported with. Of course, you've got Hauki Thobrax. Oh, it's not going to meet the criteria. Let me reset filters. Trash. I think Crystron Hauki would be a staple in this deck. Definitely have to run this card. That means maybe you could also do things like the Auroradon combo. And then that way you have another way to get to these cards. Plus you can do things like the Mecha Phantom Beast token engine in here. I think this deck has potential. You could do quite a bit with this deck. This being good starters. You could also use this with hand traps like Ghost Ogre. That could work really well. That's a level 3 psychic monster and it's a tuner as well, so that could also work here. So P.U.N.K, just preliminary saying it's got potential, but it's not, doesn't feel broken to me. It feels okay. So what I want to do now is I want to look at the history of the deck and see in tournament play or in the meta, has this deck really done much? So I'm going to have a look in the TCG meta and the OCG meta on how well this deck plays. So let's have a look at the TCG meta. And the way I'm going to do that for YGO Pro deck is I'm going to go back to the main website. I'm going to search tournament deck, advanced search, and I'm going to search P.U.N.K. And let's see what we get up. That's not a tournament deck. Tournament deck, P.U.N.K. Okay, we've let's do this in oldest deck first. So this should be from like last year. Sort oldest first, and we've got only 2 decks. Yeah, only 2 decks. Okay. So at a store WCQ qualifier regional top 4, we've got P.U.N.K Virtual World and Adventurer Enforcer P.U.N.K Phantom Knights, and that was in April, so this is pretty recent. So the ban list is going to be very different. It's going to have different cards available to it. It's got Adventurer cards, for example. But let's have a look at what he had. So P.U.N.K Virtual World, this is probably easy to build. This is how expensive it would be. We don't know how expensive the P.U.N.K cards would be, but building this alone would be very expensive. Especially 630 ultra rare points, that's very expensive. And 630 super rare, that's very expensive to build. This was done by Renzo Rodriguez, and so he ran Virtual World Engine and just a couple of P.U.N.K cards. Oh wow, oh no, is that how bad this is? So he ran 2 ZM and 1 Foxy Tune, and is that it? Okay, well, yeah, you can't really even call this a P.U.N.K deck. This is just Virtual World with 3 cards. Just 2 ZM and 1 Foxy Tune. I mean, I guess these cards will be very consistent, but that's a little bit worrying to me. So it's really just a Virtual World deck. And I guess you've got Triple E Telly, so you can get them out. It gives you something else you could do. How disappointing. Very, very disappointing that is. Okay, let's look at this one. Adventurer Enforcer P.U.N.K Phantom Knights. I'm going to guess that this is just using the P.U.N.K engine again because it's level 3 monsters. But it's got DPE as well. Let's have a look. Yep, it's just 2 P.U.N.Ks and 1 Foxy Tune. That's a bit sad. That's a bit sad. So in the TCG at least, it looks like P.U.N.K hasn't really done a whole lot, despite being out for almost a year now. So performance-wise, the deck probably isn't that strong. Let's have a look at the OCG, because our game is worldwide, so it's not just TCG. Let's see P.U.N.K and see what's happening in Japan. We'll start with the older set first. So there's quite a few articles here. So that's a little bit more promising. Metagame breakdown. So this was in July. So this is literally around when Burst of Destiny came out. So their meta was Swordsoul, Virtual World, Drytron, Tri-Brigade, Eldritch, Pride Kids, Sky Striker, Shadow, Hero, Phantom Knights, and then others. So let's see where P.U.N.K is on this. Let's do P.U.N.K. P.U.N.K. Adamancipator. Okay. So there's a variant of it in Adamancipator. And P.U.N.K. Phantom Knights. Again, so that must be Danger P.U.N.K. Phantom Knights. It's going to be very much the same as this, but not adventurous. It's using dangers instead. Okay, so it seems like P.U.N.K. isn't that good. It does seem like P.U.N.K. is very, very much just used for a couple of good cards here and there, and they're not that good. Is my chat box appearing twice? Let me see. Go back to Chrome source. Yes, it's appearing twice. How weird. Alright, let me get rid of one. Right, well, there you have it, guys. P.U.N.K, yeah. I would be very hesitant to pull on P.U.N.K. P.U.N.K looks very cool, has a very cool design. If I get the cards for free, or like while I'm pulling other cards, I manage to get like a good engine of the P.U.N.K cards, I may invest into P.U.N.K. But right now, I really could not recommend this deck. It doesn't seem like it has a very good track record. It might be popular as a fun rogue option. We can maybe take a look at that and see what people have done. So we're not looking at tournament decks. So we've got P.U.N.K Virtual World, P.U.N.K Dynamorphia, P.U.N.K Adventurer, P.U.N.K Varian. But you know, these decks, they're just decks that people have made. They're not like proven to be successful on a competitive level. These are just non-meta decks, and even then, there isn't that many of these. Going back a little bit more, there's there's still some decks. So it looks like this is going to be just one of those rogue decks. I'm really hoping that Teddy Swordsoul P.U.N.K. Okay, that might be good. Let's see. What does it use? It uses P.U.N.K Foxy Tune, ZM-In, Madam Spider, Dangerous Gabu. Okay, so it still uses a small engine, mainly just Foxy at Tune and ZM-In. One Madam Spider to search out the trap, maybe, I guess. But yeah, no. It doesn't seem like it's a very good deck on its own, I'm afraid. So I cannot really recommend P.U.N.K to people. That's a bit disappointing. Hopefully most of the P.U.N.K cards are low rarity in this pack, so they're easy to build, because people might not be chasing that at all. But yeah, that's my thoughts on P.U.N.K so far. Right, okay, cool. Right, well, we're done with P.U.N.K now. Well, let's move on to something which I know is going to be competitive. Let's look at Swordsoul. Swordsoul is going to be a very powerful deck. I can tell you that for now. Yeah, let's go back to YGO Pro deck. Let's look at Swordsoul cards. And let's break this deck down and talk about why it's so good. See if we can work it out. Card database, please. This website is really, really good, by the way. If you've never used it, I've used it for years. It's solid. Let's sort this by attack and defense. And yeah. So I already know that Swordsoul is mostly used for its extra deck component. It uses mostly as a synchro based deck mixed with some links in. So a lot of these trap cards and spell cards probably aren't going to be popular, but I'm going to go through them nonetheless and talk about what these cards can do. So let's get rid of the P.U.N.K stuff. I can imagine ZM-In and Foxy Tune are going to be high rarity. Maybe Amazing Dragon as well. But the rest of it hopefully are really cheap. So let's talk about Swordsoul. Swordsoul assessment. Target one face-up monster you control. Banish up to 5 Swordsoul cards or worm cards in your graveyard. And if you do, that monster gains 300 attack for each card banished this way. Okay. If this card is banished, you can special summon 1 token. While that token is in the monster zone, the player who summoned it cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck except synchros. You can only use this effect once per turn. You can if this card gets banished, you get a token. It's a tuner. Okay, cool. And you can only synchro summon. Okay. So you can't use it for P.U.N.K, but this could be pretty good. Gold Sarcophagus into this gets you a token onto the field directly. That's already really, really good. So this card is mostly going to probably use as a stender. Assessment, Trap, and Gold Sock. Works when it's banished. Swordsoul Blackout. Target 1 worm monster you control and 2 cards your opponent controls, destroy them. So your Icarus attack. If this card is banished, you can special summon 1 Swordsoul token. Again, the same theme. Tuner, token monster, cool. Violet token, synchro monsters only. You can only use this effect once per turn. So removal card or defensive play card, and it gives you a free token when banished. Solid. Very solid already. A massive difference between this already and what's it called? Punk. I'm getting the feeling, just to go on a quick tangent again, Punk Yu-Gi-Oh! And Punk and Yu-Gi-Oh! Were released in Grand Creators. And this included Exorcister, Punk, and some Adventurer tokens. Adventurer tokens are pretty good, but Punk and Exorcister, I don't think they are that good. I haven't really heard much about them. I'm getting the feeling that instead of doing Burst of Destiny, which was such a broken deck set, it literally changed the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! I think they're going to break Burst of Destiny down so that you're getting some of these archetypes that are new here with some of the worst archetypes later on. So the archetype that I really wanted to play from this was Fluwunderies. And maybe that's going to be coming down later on with, say, Exorcisters or something like that. Yeah, because they took some of the cards from Burst of Destiny and some of the cards from Grand Creators and put them together into one set. So, yeah, we'll see. Swordsoul seems really good. Emergence. Add 1 Swordsoul monster from your deck to your hand. A spell starter. Oh my god. That's already incredible. That card's going to be very costly. You're definitely going to want this card. Add 1 Swordsoul monster from your deck to your hand. Sorted. Spell starters are so important in Yu-Gi-Oh! Right now because everyone's playing Ash. And you don't really want to negate Ash with your Call by the Grave or Cross-Out Designator. You want that for Max E. So if you have spell starters, it means you can do something like Pot of Prosperity and bait their Ash. Or you can have another starter and bait their Ash. And then you could use a card like this to get the card that you really need to get your play going. So Emergence, very solid card. Spell. If you control a synchro monster, you can add 1 worm monster instead. This is interesting. This reminds me a lot, and I can see already why this is mixed together. This reminds me a lot. Let me switch to Master Duel. No, that's not Master Duel. Here is Master Duel, and I've already been planning for this. Don't change. I'm not gonna build Punk. Where is Swordsoul? I already got my cards ready for this. Vessel of the Dragon Cycle is almost the same as this card. Send 1 worm monster from your deck to your graveyard. Then if you control a face-up non-effect monster, you can add from your deck to your graveyard 1 Tenny. So they're very similar. And I can see why you would play Swordsoul Tenny. Because it gives you 3 starters in the form of Vessel. And 3 starters in the form of Emergence. And then you probably got other starters in the deck as well. You could probably play Pot of Prosperity. This deck is going to be very, very consistent already. I can see how crazy it's going to be. Right, let's go over to YGO Pro deck again, and let's look at this archetype a little bit more. So definitely chases Swordsoul Emergence, definitely a very high value card there. If this card is banished, you can target 1 Swordsoul monster or worm monster you control, increase or decrease its level by 1 until the end of this turn. You can only use this effect once per turn. I'm not sure how good this is, but it seems okay. The rotor effect alone is pretty good. So that's very, very good. And then this is just extra icing on the cake. Swordsoul Sacred Summit. Target 1 Swordsoul monster in your graveyard. Or if you control a synchro monster, you can target 1 worm monster instead. Special summon it. They have their own monster reborn. That's crazy. So we've got an extender in the form of Sacred Summit. And we've got a starter in the form of Emergence. What more do you want? That's really, really good. It can even be for other worm monsters as well. I wonder if anyone's tried to do True Draco Swordsoul. That would be interesting. If this card is banished, target 1 Swordsoul, increase its level. So both the same. They can modify the levels of your monsters. Cool, 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 cool. Strife. If a card is banished, continuous trap card. If a card is banished, except during the damage step, you can banish 1 Worm Synchro or 1 Swordsoul card from your hand, deck, or graveyard, or that is face up on the field. Okay, so if a card is banished, you can then banish another card, basically. Okay. So this is another way of triggering your effects. So you could do that to get your token out quite quickly if you wanted to. And then if this card is banished, it can banish itself. So that's kind of cool. If this card is banished, you can special summon one Swordsoul token. And then you can only synchro summon. Wow. Really cool. Cool. Really, really good. So this is kind of an extender. Strife. Continuous trap. What does Emergent search again? Emergent searches out Swordsoul monsters. So it can't search out your spell and trap cards, but maybe there's another way to search this card out. Alright, we now have the monsters. We have Long Win, and this is 1200. So these are all Chinese-based names, it looks like. You can discard one other Swordsoul card and one other worm monster. Special summon this card from your hand. Then you can special summon one token. Wow, instant synchro summon. Discard one other Swordsoul card or one monster. Special summon this card from your hand. Do it with a Tenny monster. Tenny monsters like to activate in the graveyard. I can see the synergy now. So you get Long Win, discard, I don't know, a Shuna. Put that in the graveyard. A Shuna, let's have a look. I'll go back to Master Jewel. So you could do Vishuda. Then when Vishuda's in the graveyard, you can banish it to target one card your opponent controls and return it to the hand. Or you could do Ashuna. And then you can banish this card from your graveyard and special summon one Tenny monster from your deck. So that it gives you a search as well. Yep, I can see. That's pretty good. That's really, really powerful. Insane. Okay, very good synergy there. And then this gives you a token, level 4 token, and then you've got a level 6 monster. So you've got a level 10, you've got Baron de Fleur immediately. Wow. That's very, very good. Very good. That's all in one card as well. That's insane. Okay, so this card here, this card is effectively a starter, kind of a searcher, extender, but yeah, you can put it as a starter, really. It's not going to require a lot of setup. Like, you have to have a worm monster or a Swordsoul. You're pretty much going to likely open with one because there are a number of cards you're going to play, so very, very good. Immediately, first turn, Baron de Fleur. Wow. Moye. Let's see. Level 4 monster. This had 1200 attack. Okay. And this had 17. Okay, cool. 17 respectable. Level 4. Cool. Probably a starter card. Let's have a look. Moye, if this card is normal summoned or specialed, you can reveal one Swordsoul card or worm monster in your hand. Special summon one token. Free. Level 4 monster. Level 4 token. Tuner. Level 8 synchro immediately. It's insane. Wow, these are one card combos. That's crazy. While that token, you cannot synchro monster, only synchro summon. If this card is in the graveyard as synchro material, you get to draw a card. What? What? You cried? This deck is busted. This deck is this deck is dumb. Konami, what? Yeah. Jesus Christ. Free tier 1. Let's go. Moye monster. Searchable. Fields. You can search it with one. Let me see something again. Go back up. Emergence. Search any Swordsoul monster. Isn't locked to levels already. Oh my god. This deck is crazy. If I wasn't gonna build this deck, I would absolutely hate this deck. This deck is gonna be crazy. That's nuts. That's stupid. Wow. Take care, Pacer. Have a good one, man. Catch you soon. Let's see. Right. Swordsoul of Taya. You can banish one Swordsoul card or one worm monster from your graveyard. Special summon one Swordsoul token. There you go. Another easy card. And it banishes the cards in your graveyard, so it triggers all of these fun effects. Gets you more tokens. Gets you more things. So you could, technically speaking, have Taya use the effect. Get the tuner token that gives you a tuner and a level 4 that gives you a level 8. And then if you banished one of your trap cards, you get another token, so that gets you to a level 12. Seems pretty good to me. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can send one Swordsoul card or one monster from your deck to the graveyard. Foolish Burial. Crazy. It's an extender, however, it's not really a starter, but it's still very easy to use. Very easy to use monster. Okay, the Golden Swordsoul. Okay, interesting title name. Tuner monster spellcaster. So this isn't actually a tuner monster. They're not worms. I wonder if these are actually used. Because they gave another Swordsoul monster, the Irish Swordsoul, in the last Ruler's Mask set in Master Duel. And I don't think that card's used very often. When a monster declares an attack, you can special summon this card from your hand, and if you do, negate the attack. If you control a fusion monster that mentions Fallen of Albus' material, you can destroy the monster that declared the attack. If a monster is banished face up, except during the damage step, you can banish this card from your graveyard or field. Summon one light spellcaster monster from your hand or graveyard, whose attack equals its own defense. So Dogmatica, I'm assuming? Dogmatica. You can only use this effect, Ecclesia, namely. You can only use this effect, the Golden Swordsoul, once per turn. Doesn't seem very good to me. I don't think that card's going to be used very often. It looks like one of those cards that they deliberately made to kind of tie the archetypes together. So Swordsoul, I didn't realize Swordsoul was connected to Albaz. But Swordsoul, Albaz, Desvia, Dogmatica, they're all connected. And I think that's what that's going to be for. But this card is kind of meh, in my opinion. Well, it's kind of easy to use the effect. And but other than that, I don't think it's that good. So defensive card, the Golden Swordsoul. It's not searchable as well because it's a spellcaster monster. So yeah, whatever. The Golden Swordsoul seems kind of whatever. Auspice Chunchin, effect monster, worm monster, 2400 attack. Let's see, that looks like level 6. Before damage calculation, if your worm monster battles an opponent's monster that was special summoned from the extra deck, you can destroy both that opponent's monster and this card. Okay. You can only use the effect once per turn. Following effect. During the main phase, you can tribute one monster, summon this card from your hand. If this card is sent to the graveyard as synchro material, you can target one card on the field or in either graveyard or banish it. Seems pretty good. Seems really, really good. Very easy to summon this card. Putting these cards in the graveyard, I guess you could use a token to tribute to do that. You could also use one of these cards as well. It seems okay. It seems not terrible. I don't think you need this card. It is searchable, but it seems okay. It doesn't seem awful. I guess you would call this removal, maybe defensive. Let's see, tribute one monster. Let's call it removal. It's a removal card. Auspice Chunchin. I don't think I'll chase this card, but if I get one or two, I might test it out. Iris, already in Master Duel, so we've already seen her. During the main phase, if a monster whose effects are negated is on the field, you can summon this card from your hand. Cool. That works with Dogmatica. Maximus, is it the one? Maximus that negates a card on the field? No, it's Fleur. So it's the Fleur Dogmatica card that negates a card on the field. Okay. You can special summon this card. This is a spellcaster as well. You can special summon this card from your hand. If your opponent special summons a monster, except during the damage step, you can activate one of these effects based on where it was special summoned from. If this card was summoned from your hand, you get to special summon another monster from your hand. If this card was summoned from your deck, you get to draw 2 cards. If where it was special summoned, that monster. Oh, okay, depending on where the opponent's monster was summoned from. I understand. So if it was summoned from their hand, you get to special summon a monster from your hand. If it was summoned from their deck, you get to draw 2 cards. If it was summoned from their extra deck, you get to destroy one of those monsters. Seems pretty good. Seems pretty good. This card could be really annoying to deal with. It's not going to be in the set that's released tomorrow, but it's already in the game. So you could craft this. I can see this being good at maybe 1 or 2, but I don't think it has a lot of synergy as it's not really searchable unless there's another way to get this card out easier. So this card is a defensive card really. Let's put in the Iris Swordsoul. Okay, looks like we're on to the extra deck now. Just a couple more cards. So, Grandmaster Ji Shao. 1 tuner plus 1 non-tuner worm monster, not generic. If this card is synchro summoned, you can add, what's the attack? The level is level 8, so that's easy to summon out with some of your monsters. And this is 2800 attack. Okay. If this card is synchro summoned, you can add to your hand or banish one soul card from your deck. Insane. That's going to get you an easy level 12 quite quickly. Quick effect, you can banish one Swordsoul card or worm monster from your hand or graveyard. Then target one effect monster on the field, negate its effects until the end of this turn. Mwah! Chef kiss. Mwah! That is a great card. That is a really, really good. It's Punk. This is what you should be doing. Defensive card, you can do this in either player's turn, negate a monster effect. That is very, very good. I can see why there are people like Baron now with this deck, because it gives you another negate. So that's very good. Shishao, excellent card. Okay, and then yeah, this is a level 12. That looks like 12 to me. No, it's a level 10. So you would have to modify some attack or defense to make this work, but okay. This looks like a boss monster to me. That card is insane. 1 tuner plus 1 non-tuner, 2900 attack. If you synchro summon another worm synchro monster, you could draw 1 card. Okay. If your opponent special summons a monster, you can banish one of them, and if you do, inflict 1200 damage once per turn, When your opponent activates a spell or trap card or effect, you can banish that card and then do 1200 damage. So they summon a monster, special summon a monster, banish one monster, do damage to them. They do a spell or trap card, you banish that card, do 1200. This isn't that good, but it can be good in some situations because it's basically Cosmic Cyclone. Got kind of a cool burn to your opponent, so 2400 in total. It's okay. It's okay. It's not crazy. It's not like Stardust, Majestic Stardust kind of thing for a level 10, but it's got some cool stuff, and it's not going to be too hard to summon this card out. So, Sovereign, defensive kind of effect. Sovereign. Let's call it Jixing Long Yuan. Kind of cool. Really, really cool. And then the last card we have here is Zheng Ying. This was the recommended card, wasn't it, from what they said in the announcement. 1 tuner plus 1 non-tuner monster. For each banished card, this card gains 100 attack and defense. That's okay. 3000. Okay, yeah, it's already 3k, so sure, fine. That's a cool sword as well. This was like a Monster Hunter character to me. Monster Hunter Rise in particular. It's got a tail as well. Cool, cool, cool. Monsters your opponent controls lose 100 attack and defense. Oh wow, so we're doing Sky Striker Ray, Sky Striker Kakari, Sky Striker Shizuku. Nice. If this card would be destroyed by a card effect, you can banish 1 card from your graveyard instead. Not gonna happen, but fine. If a card is banished, except during the damage step, you can banish 1 card from both your opponent's field and graveyard. Wow, so Trishula as well. This card's pretty good. Very, very good. Defensive card as well. All of their extra deck monsters are defensive, which is what you want them to be. They're very good for comboing. Yeah, that's not bad. So Swordsoul, insane. Very, very good cards. Very good first impression. This is a very powerful deck. Let's do some research and let's look at how this deck has performed in a tournament scene. Let's start with the TCG. So we're going to do tournament decks. Let's do Swordsoul. And is it searched? So this was May 4th this week, basically. This was at YCS Guadalajara top 16. Swordsoul Tenny Yangzing. I want to do something that was closer to the release of Burst of Destiny, but we can still see this deck is very popular. May 4th, top 4 at YCS, which is always good. If a deck can top at a YCS, it's insane. Auckland, WCQ regional, second place. Auckland is, what's region is that? I'm sorry for my poor geography. New Zealand. So there's probably, I don't know how many players would have been at that tournament, but still, second place, that's a pretty good thing. May 1st. So, one thing I can definitely say is I would definitely recommend investing in Swordsoul now because, this deck looks like it's going to last a long time. Burst of Destiny in the TCG came out in August last year. August, July. One of the two. And it's now almost a year later. And people are still winning with this deck. So, Swordsoul are very, very good. I want to go closer towards the date of the Burst of Destiny release so that we have a better, more similar card pool. So let's sort this by oldest first. Search. So when it came out, November 2021. Am I wrong? Burst of Destiny. Oh, sorry. Burst of Destiny was later in the year. My apologies. Phoenix Swordsoul. Let's see. Tenny Swordsoul. Small World Tenny Swordsoul. Okay. And then, oh, I didn't read where they are. LCS Pack Tourney. Pack, I like Pack. Pack is awesome. I don't know how big his LCS is. I'm mostly interested in official tournaments. World Championship Qualifier. That's pretty cool. And Australian World Championship Qualifier. So that's going to be very competitive. Fan tournaments are pretty much only used. Which deck was this? Small World. Alright, let me get rid of the Small World one. Let's see. Not interested in that. WCQ Hawaii. That will probably be very good. So Enforcer. And this was in December. Alright, we've got quite a few decks there. Tenny Swordsoul, Tenny Swordsoul. And then it looks like it cements itself into Tenny. Tenny. Yep. So the meta is Tenny Swordsoul. So let's have a look at what these decks had in them. He ran, or she, free Long One. That makes sense because Long One is insane. Free Taya, okay. Free Moye. Free Incredible Ecclesia, the Virtuous. I didn't see this card. I need to read this card. What did this come out in? Let's see. It doesn't tell me there what this card came out in. So, Wikipedia. This came out in what set? Burst of Destiny. This might be here tomorrow. We might be seeing this Incredible Ecclesia card. This would be cool if we see it tomorrow. If your opponent controls more monsters than you do, you can summon this card from your hand. If you can only special summon one Ecclesia the Virtuous once per turn this way. You can only use each of the following effects once per turn. During the main phase quick effect, you contribute this card, special summon one Swordsoul monster or one Fallen Arbors from your hand or deck. Woo! That is crazy. During the end phase, if a fusion monster was sent to your graveyard this turn, add this card from your graveyard to your hand. Well, I didn't see many fusion monsters, but Destiny Hero Phoenix Enforcer, yep, okay. Where's the Phoenix Swordsoul? Yep, that makes sense now. So that's why DPE is in this deck. Crazy. This deck is crazy powerful. So, Cyber Dragon effect. Special summon. Level 4. Tuner monster as well. Isn't really searchable. You can only use this effect once per turn. During your main phase, tribute, summon a Swordsoul. Blah, blah, blah. It's basically a starter. Let's put it in the starter pile. Incredible Ecclesia. I think I found my new favorite deck. This would be terrible for a Fusion Festival, but in terms of competitive play, this deck is solid. This deck is going to be really good for a long time. Right, so Incredible Ecclesia, he added to the list. What else did he play in his deck? He also played Hand Traps. Hand Traps, they're going to be related to your meta, so I wouldn't copy these. I would go by Master Jewel. You're probably going to use Maxi, people, so, you know, swap those out for where you want to. Destiny Hero of Dasher, this is your Fusion Destiny package for your DPE. Of course, we've only got 2 of these, but that's not a problem. Pot of Prosperity is amazing. Free Emergence is amazing. Gold Sarcophagus you need to have. Let's put Gold Sarc on the list. I'm going to have to buy that card. Instant Fusion. That is for this card here. Magic Key. Why this card? If this card is Fusion Summon, you can add 1 Magic Key from your graveyard to your hand. Once per turn, you can target 1 attack position monster your opponent controls with the same attributes as a normal monster. I don't know. Just banish any monster destroyed by battle with this card, but you can't attack with it. It's a level 4 monster, 2200. It's a dark beast. It's a tuner. It's a tuner. There you go. That's why they're using it. It's a level 4 tuner. Okay. Level 4 tuner instant fusion. I don't think that's mandatory. I think that's that's just some flex. So you don't have to have instant fusion. Called by the Grave, mandatory. One of the best cards in the game in Master Duel right now, so I'm not surprised to see it there. What's this card? Summit your Monster Reborn card. Triple Tactics Talent. This card is growing in popularity in Master Duel. So you might want to use it, but right now people are using mostly Cross Out and Call by the Grave. This was limited to 1, so yes, Call by the Grave was limited to 1 at the time, so that makes sense why he's only got 1. Whereas in Master Duel we've got 2. Chalice is good, and Chalice is cheap. And then it had 2 of the Blackout Trap. That's your removal card. So the only thing I didn't see with this deck is you can't search out Blackout. You can't search out your spell and trap cards. That's the only thing I didn't see with this deck. So I bet you that Blackout isn't going to be used that much in the future in other deck lists I look at. But we've got double Xiao Shield. We've got 1 Shenying. And then we've got Yangtze monsters. Baxia. Xiaofang. Have we got Yahtzee? No Yahtzee here. We got Baron de Fleur. Another one of the Shenying. Ruddy Rose Dragon. I can't remember if this is in Master Duel already or if it comes later on. But this card banishes card in the graveyard, doesn't it? Banish all cards from the graveyard. Yeah. So this is anti-graveyard. Level 10. Cool. Verte Anaconda. Verte Anaconda. Oh yeah, for DPE, of course, because you're playing that package. Cool. Okay, so that's one person's top in deck list with this. Let's look at someone else's. What was another meta deck at the time? EU Remote Duel YCS. Let's look at my country, my scene. The EU. Tenny Swordsoul. So it looks like the ratio is standard. You want to play 3 of these. The EU only runs 2 Taya. That kind of makes sense because Taya is kind of an extender as well. So maybe you don't want to see too many copies, but you definitely want to see 3 Moye. This is definitely a searcher for the deck. Ecclesia is incredible. And then we're doing Adhara, Fish, Ashuna, some Tenny monsters. What is this card here? Heavenly Dragon Circle. Tribute 1 worm monster. Add 1 worm monster from your deck to your hand. Or if you tributed a non-effect monster to activate this effect, you can special summon it instead to negate its effect. Tribute 1 worm monster to add 1 from your deck to your hand. Okay, so it's kind of an extender slash... Yeah, it's an extender. During your main phase, if you control and face up non-effect monster, you can banish this card from your graveyard. Add 1 Tenny card from your deck to your hand. Okay. It seems okay. Seems okay. Seems okay. Doesn't seem crazy to me. Probably a flex option. Is that Desires? Okay, Desires is in there. And then we've got Swordsoul Emergence. Vessel. Okay. We're starting to see more of that Tenny lineup. So here are some Tenny monsters. And then there's Yahtzee. I was looking for Yahtzee. I was sure Yahtzee was going to turn up. Yahtzee's broken. And then, yeah, okay. I'm going to go forward in time a little bit. I want to look at one more TCG deck list. And I want to look at some OCG deck lists. Let's talk about... let's see what players are playing in Sword Souls nowadays. So let's do newest. Recently modified, I guess. May 4th. Let's see what the standard lineup is for a Tenny deck. Tenny Sword Soul. So it's still pretty much 3 Moye, 1 Taya, 3 Longwan, 3 Ecclesia. Then they're playing Adhara, Ashuna, Vishuddha, and then 3 of each spell. So this is probably what the standard lineup is. You need 3 Monk of the Tenny. I think this is really cheap to craft in Master Duel. Unemancipated Risen Drag Guy. I don't have this card. Is there a water monster here? This is a water monster, so no. Moye. Moye is a water monster, so this card gets its negate. So that's another option for you there. You need Baxia. What does Baxia do again? You can target 1 card you control and 1 level 4 lower monster in your graveyard. Destroy that card in the field, and if you do, special summon that other monster from the graveyard. Okay, cool. Cool. Yeah, I remember some crazy combos with Baxia. And yeah, okay. So Sword Soul Tenny is busted. That's definitely gonna be meta. If you guys don't like it, get used to seeing it, I'm gonna say, because the deck is crazy powerful. Right, so let's look at what Sword Soul has done in the OCG metagame. Maybe they have a different ban list to us, and so you don't see the deck as much, but we'll see. So Sword Soul, let's look at the recent OCG metagame. Splight, brand new archetype that's around. There's no Sword Soul here, so maybe they got hit by a ban list. There's P.U.N.K, Tenny, P.U.N.K. So maybe P.U.N.K gets some support later on down the line, but not a whole lot. Let me see. Sword Soul. No Swordsoul in the recent meta list. Oh, no, there is. 2 Swordsoul, Adventurer Swordsoul, and Mathmech Tenny Swordsoul. So it's probably been power crept by this point. But OCG, of course, is a lot further ahead than us. Let me look at something that was before Splite came out. Look, there's a Tenny monster there. Yep, 13 Tenny. Although Rose Adventurer Tenny, it's not Swordsoul Tenny. 4 Tenny Swordsoul are there. And let's see, do they have a list for us? This is Tenny P.U.N.K. Tenny P.U.N.K. Interesting. How interesting. Tenny P.U.N.K. This guy came first place and he had Tenny P.U.N.K. Interesting. So maybe P.U.N.K. does have some value after all. Let's see. He did 3 Foxy Tune, 1 Ogre Dance, 1 Dia Note, and 2 Zia Mid, 2 Emergency Teleport, O Lion, Jet Synchron. Yep, that makes sense to me. Yeah. So P.U.N.K. isn't actually terrible. It's not actually that bad. It's not crazy popular, but it's still not that bad. It's just an alternative option. So if you pull some P.U.N.K. cards tomorrow, if when you're trying to get some Swordsoul, that would be pretty good. Let's go to when Burst of Destiny was released for this format. This was OCG 2021 in July. Close, July. Right. Burst of Destiny just came out. So this is just right when Burst of Destiny came out. So Swordsoul just came out. And as you can see, top tier, 15%. They had the most amount of wins. 7 Swordsoul decks and 2 Tenny Swordsoul. Prank Kids followed by Virtual World, Drytron, Eldritch. Fluunderies. I can't wait to play this deck. Orcust. Oh man, I miss Orcust. Shadows, good. Tri Brigade. Very, very nice first format there. Very cool. So let's look at Swordsoul. This person C went 7-0, including 1 bye, excluding 1 bye. Finished first place with 5th round, 60 participants. That's okay. That's pretty good size. Swordsoul is a new theme. He ran 3 Long One, 3 Moye, 3 Taya, 3 Incredible Ecclesia. Hand traps. This is probably what we're going to be playing in Master Duel. 3 Ash, 3 Master, 3 Max E, 1 Nibiru, 1 Bell, a Gamma. That's more Master Duel meta. Then we've got 3 of Emergence, 2 of the Revival spell, 3 Desires because you want that pot thing to bait your opponent. Double Call by the Grave. Double. This is very, very Master Duel meta. Double Cross-Out Designator. I love the animation for that card, by the way. 3 of the Removal Trap card and 2 Imperms. So very good mid-range lineup. Some good hand traps there. Very diverse here. Very, 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 very interesting. Then you had the Tuna Monster that was released for Magic Keys. Instant Fusion Target. Some XYZs. That's different. I didn't expect to see these guys here. So you got the Draglubian combo there. I guess you could do this card for going second when you want to OTK. This card for going first if you want to negate. But I guess that's not going to be the standard in the future. And then you've got some good synchros there. Good synchro pile. We'll call it that. So when Swordsoul first came out, it became top tier straight away. Prank Kids challenged it really, really well. This is buildable Master Duel. This is very, very good. And then Virtual World still strong at the time. So this is what it was looking like. So Swordsoul, yeah, it's definitely going to enter the meta. That's pretty much a guarantee. I think there's a lot of value in this new set that we're going to get tomorrow. P.U.N.K. isn't going to be that great, but I don't think you should regret yourself getting P.U.N.K. because it can do some stuff. Here's the following week's meta. Very similar lineup, less of the XE stuff. Baguska, I guess you could do 2 level 4s, Instant Fusion, and a level 4 do Baguska. I guess you could do that. Baguska's busted. I love Baguska. Cool. Let's see. Further down the line, let's go to... That's August. Let's go a couple formats forward. Let's go to February. Let's go January. Start of 2022. Let's see. By 2022, the meta was still... Branded the Spear. Nice. Eldritch. Brave Tenny. Oh, they had Adventurer stuff. Okay, I want to go back a bit because Adventurer Brave is very good and it changes the meta quite a bit. Let's try this meta game here. Phantom Knight, P.U.N.K, Fluunderies. Swordsoul is started to drop. Phantom Knights is popular there. Let's look at... There's no Swordsoul list here. probably in the comments in their list. But go back one more time. Let's look at November. Phantom Knights, Eldritch, Swordsoul. Why are Phantom Knights so strong after this point? Adventurer, Phantom Knights. So Adventurer cards are out. That's probably from the set, the Grand Creators. So P.U.N.K could be really good in the future. Adventurer Eldritch is going to be really good in the future. And Swordsoul is going to hang on as one of the top tier decks. Drytron is still going to be around. 410E. Let's see. P.U.N.K, Eldritch, Swordsoul. So Swordsoul deck here. D-Fisher. Not D-Fisher. D-Shifter. Very surprising to see in this deck. Guess he doesn't care about banishing. This is probably a very anti-meta deck. Build towards responding to the meta. We've got 3, same engine. So it looks like you pretty much need 3 of these, and 2 to 3 of these guaranteed. 3 Ecclesia. It's going to be very, very expensive. 3 Emergence. And for the extra deck, you definitely want a couple of, what's its name? All of the extra deck monsters are good. We're going to need at least to go and get 1 Shenying, 1 Long One, and 1, at least, maybe 2 to 3 Xiaosu. So Swordsoul is really, really good. So pull strategies tomorrow so far. I'm pulling for Swordsoul. If I get P.U.N.K, fine. Pull strategies, pull list. I want to get 3 times Moye, 3 Incredible Ecclesia, 3 Long One, I would like some of the we need 3 Emergence guaranteed, 3 times Emergence. Oh, that's a E. 3 Emergence, 3 Tire, just so that we can test it out and see how many we need. And then definitely, I would love to play Blackout. I would love to get 3 Blackout. That card seems like it will hold its position and value. Sacred Summit seems really good too. So, but you definitely don't need 3 of them. I think maybe 2 max, so 1 to 2 Sacred Summit. And then for the extra deck cards, we're gonna want, most of these we don't seem to need, but we want 1 to 2 Zhizao, at least 1 to 2 Long Yuan, that's spelled wrong, Long Yuan, and then 1 to 2 Shenying, if possible, if we're lucky with our pulls. Let's see what we can get. So this is probably going to be a very, very expensive list. I'm going to need a lot of gems for that, but that's what I want so far. And then, of course, moving on, P.U.N.K. I'm not going to chase anything from P.U.N.K. because I think that's going to be expensive as it is. The next card I want to look at, of course, is Destiny Hero Phoenix Enforcer. I think everybody knows how good this card is. If you don't, this card is going to literally change the meta. DPE is so good because you can pop 1 card on both EPLA's field. And ideally, you pop this card itself, because when this card is destroyed by battle card effect, you get to summon it back during the standby phase of the next turn. It's very easy to summon, and all you need are 2 copies of Fusion Destiny, 1 Destiny Hero Celestial, 1 Destiny Hero Dasher. So I've already got my Fusion Destiny engine. I just need DPE, and I only want 1 copy of DPE, so 1 times DPE will be on my pull list for tomorrow. So that's that so far. What else is coming out tomorrow is also the Cyber Dragon list. I'm going to have a look at that in a moment. Here is the Swordsoul deck I built so far. So I've already got 1 Yahtzee. I've already got 1 Baxia. I might want more copies of this though. 1 Draco Berserker, 1 Xiaofeng, 1 Baron de Fleur. I've got the 3 Monk of the Tenny, 1 Christian Haki Firebacks, 1 Shaman, and then 1 Mecha Phantom Beast Auroradon, although I'm not sure how I'm going to use that. And then we're going to have to get Swordsoul cards to fill the rest of this up. I didn't know that Gold Sarcophagus was really coming up, so I'm not going to really make Gold Sarcophagus unless I feel like I really need it. But I feel like this deck has enough starters as it is. I'm not going to worry about Bell, that, or other hand traps. I'm going to just want 3 of those. So this is pretty solid. This is what we're working towards. I'm going to change this to Swordsoul 10. And that is what we're going to be buying so far. So we've got a nice little list for that. Right. Other decks that I wouldn't mind building as well are Prank Kids, but probably not going to build them just yet. And then the Spear and Flurunderies. Flurunderies I'll come back to another day, but this is the deck I really wanted to play out of Burst of Destiny because it's anti-meta. I love anti-meta decks. The Spear. So, we should be getting the Spear support tomorrow. The Spear becomes a very, very powerful archetype and will have a lot of value in the future. If we look at, I'm trying to think about where I could go for a TCG metagame list. Let's see. Let's go to YGOProDeck.com. Let's go to tournament decks. And now let's go to Spear. So, top 8, recent YCS, branded Adventure of the Spear. YCS first place was the Spear. Fairy Tale Luna is there too, so she's insane. The Spear, top tier deck in April. Again, like Swordsoul, the Spear is another top tier deck for many, many months to come. If I go back to, let's do this in non-chronological order, in oldest first. Then we will have a look at when this deck started to become meta. So this deck started to become meta in August 2021, which would have been just about after Burst of Destiny was revealed. Although this is North American Giant card. That's not the main tournament, that's a side tournament. YCS Charlotte top 8, there you go. April 11th, 2022. Okay. That's a big drop problem. That's a big difference. So there was someone managed to top a tournament with the Spear in okay, there's a couple of things you got to think about here. First of all, the Yu-Gi-Oh meta was in suspended play, so there weren't as many tournaments as normal, so that could have had an impact on results, of course, but it took until basically April 2022 for this deck to really pick up when we see Enforcer the Spear. Let's look at this deck list and see maybe why April was the time that this deck started to top a bit more. Let's see what the difference is. So, Guardian Chimera is that card I know we don't have. So, Ad Libitum of the Spear. I don't think we have this card. During your main phase, you can make all monsters currently on the field gain attack equal to their own level times 100 until the end of the opponent's turn. Yeah, I think I've heard of this card. If this card in your hand or field is used as fusion material and sent to the graveyard or banished, you can target one of your Spear monsters or level 8 or higher fusion monsters that is banished or in your graveyard, except this card, and special summon it. Let's go to Master Duel. Is this card in Master Duel yet? I can't remember. Let's see. It's not on my list here, so the answer is probably going to be no. Ad lib. No, it's not in the game just yet. I don't know if this is necessarily why, but let's go back and have another look. So, Luba is in the game, Ash is there, Tragedy's here now. What's this card? Destiny Hero Denier. If this card is normal or special summon, you can take one of your Destiny Hero monsters from your deck or graveyard that is banished and place it on top of your deck. When was this released? In 2021. So we should have this card 11th month in November. So we don't have this card just yet in Master Duel. You can take one of your D Hero monsters from your deck, graveyard, or deck banished and place it on top. You can only use this effect once per turn. If you have a Destiny Hero monster on your field or graveyard other than this, you can special summon this card from your graveyard. You can only use this once per duel. Okay, cool. It's an extender. It's just a fuel card for your Enforcer. Then you've got Malicious. Dramaturge is there. Edge Imp Chain is there. Frightful Patchwork is old. Branded in red, I'm expected to come out tomorrow, and I think this is going to really help out this deck. Branded Opening is there. A lot of these cards are already in the game. So, maybe it was a banish change that nerfed some decks that made this more popular, but a lot of these cards are already here. I don't know if this card is in the game in Master Duel. This card came out 2022, so no. That won't be a Master Duel, but it's going to be an extender. It's a familiar card. You target one dark monster in your opponent's graveyard, special summon it to the field. If this card is destroyed by battle or la 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 la, you can add one dark monster. Cool. And then we've got Relinquished Anima. Most of these cards are here, but we don't have Guardian Chimera. And Guardian Chimera I've heard is really, really good. Guardian Chimera is came out this year in the TCG, so it won't be a Master Draw for a while. And 3 months with different names. So that's a very good super poly target. Must be fusion summoned first by using only fusion materials from your hand or field with at least one monster from each. If this card is fusion summoned by a spell or effect, you can draw cards equal to the number of cards used as material from the hand. Wow, that's very, very good. Wow. And if you do, destroy cards your opponent controls equal to the number of cards used as materials on the from the field. That's very powerful. That's very, very good. Eternal Blue Sky says, bro, can you share the updated version of the True Draco deck? Sure, I love True Dracos. Anyone wants to learn True Dracos? I'll always share True Dracos, mate. You want some gameplay too? Gladly, I'll do some gameplay for True Dracos. The Destroyer game says, the Denier Mali combo is to send for DPE and it's a 2 extra summon combo. Yes, that makes sense. Because you're sending Denier, it can revive itself from the graveyard. And then you stay Malicious. Malicious does it what Malicious has always done. And then you get 2 extra monsters. One's level 4, one's level 6. And then, yeah, shenanigans. It's better to play the other combo that draws you 2 if no cards in hand. Celestial. Okay. Well, I've already got my Celestial, so I was planning to do that anyway. So, interesting. Maybe the guy was just flexing. But Guardian Chimera seems really good. I am struggling to understand. Quiritus is in the game. This card's definitely in the game. I remember how badass this card looks. This card looks crazy. So this card was in Rule of Mask. The only card... what about this card? Masquerade the Blazing Dragon. Do we have this card in Master Duel? No, we do not. This was in July. No, 7th month. Yeah, July. OCG. Maybe this might come out in the next... tomorrow? Let me see. Masquerade. No, it's not in the game right now. Okay. So it's another really big fusion monster that's not available to this deck. If it doesn't come out tomorrow, then you're gonna have to wait a bit. 1 Despair monster plus 1 light or dark monster. Very good. While you control this fusion summon card, wasn't this on the thing? Hold on. Wasn't this in the announcement? Selection pack. Yes, it's there. Masquerade the Blazing Dragon. So we are getting that tomorrow. Okay, cool. So he has got another fusion target. Masquerade the Blazing Dragon. If your opponent controls a Ritual Fusion, Xyz, or Link or Synchro monster, while this card is in your graveyard, you can summon this card but banish it when it leaves the field. You can only use this effect Masquerade once per turn. Your opponent must control pay 600 life points. So it's a very easy to use monster because it's light and dark, plus a Despair. Okay. Starting to understand a little bit more. So, it looks like the great thing about Despair is that a lot of the cards are easy to summon when you're playing against light or dark decks. Plus, Guardian Chimera is also very generic. Mud Dragon is great for this. This is for prank kids, I guess, just when you're fighting prank kids. Starving Predator Plant and Anti-Fusion card and Dark Monster. And then this is Anti-Dark Monster. This seems very, very much like it's countering the current meta, is what I'm seeing. I'm feeling with this deck. If we're in a format where we're not playing a lot of dark decks, will this be as good? I'm not sure. I haven't played it myself, so this is me, again, just doing research, so I don't have the answer. But it seems like if this is an example deck list, I can maybe find another one. The only thing we're missing from this deck list tomorrow will be, we have to get the Branded in Red, the Masquerade, but we won't have the Guardian Chimera. The rest of it will be in the game. Oh, and this card here as well. but the rest of it should be in the game. Let's look at another list. Branded Adventurer Enforcer. I'm going to avoid the Adventurer stuff. Branded Despair. Zombies? Interesting. Let's see. I would love to watch that video, but I'm not going to do that because I might get, you know, YouTube stuffed. Branded Fusion. Have I seen this card before? I should. No, I haven't. This is new. Fusion. Summon one fusion monster that mentions Albaz as material from your deck using 2 monsters from your hand, deck, or field. It's another Fusion Destiny. Are you for real? Does this come from this? This must have come from the structure deck. Oh, gee, so it's a starter. Insane. Fusion decks are going to be the best decks in the game, easily. The turn you activate this card. That's just wow. Wow. So they can play DPE. They can play that. Ah, that's just wow. Wow, that's crazy. What's this? Albus. I am struggling to decide what to do. Swordsoul looks really good. Albus seems like it's going to last a longer time though. The Spear seems like it's going to be in the meta for a longer time. It doesn't look like the Spear is full power right now, but the Spear will be getting better over time. Of course, it's Master Duel, by the way. I know Master Duel, not the same. It's a different format, very different game. I do respect that, but you know, we're just trying to make some informed decision based on what people have already been successful with, you know. It's the best thing we really have to go by to decide whether you're going to spend your gems or not. But it seems like it's really good. Dark Lord. A lot of people have been asking me about Dark Lord recently. That card's old. Hex. Wow. Poly. Fusion cards. Frightfur. I need to get my hands on Frightfur Patchwork. That looks really good. That card was so cheap at one point. I bet it's a lot of money now in the game. 5 euros. Okay. Let's see. Alright. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm not going to play one of his videos, but I'm going to use a Yugi tuber that I like to use for research. Let's see. M.K 40. M.K 40, he does a good meta analysis. Don't you dare start talking. Is this really happening? Oh, that would be great if we got Masterpiece back. That would be amazing. Have we got a tier list from him? Crusadia finally topping the Columbus Regional. What was this? What was the thing for this? We have a pie chart. I love a pie chart. We got a pie chart? No, we got a breakdown. First was Dogmatic Eldritch, Blue Runneries, the Spear, the Adventurous Sky. Oh yeah, that's what I else wanted to talk about. Adventurous Sky Striker, the Spear. In a nutshell, I've already got Sky Striker in the game, so I want to build DPE Striker. So I'm going to work on DPE. 8th was the Spear. So the Spear still is pretty solid. Let's see if we can find a deck list here. So Branded. Branded Lost. It seems like a lot of the cards we already have. Fairy Tale Luna there. Yeah. Anyway, if you want to go check out his results, he does very, very good coverage. He's been around for ages. I'm a big fan of M.K 40. He's pretty cool. 8 years ago. 9 years ago. What are these videos? Yeah, he's been around for a while. Okay, cool. Let's look at the OCG though, because we, of course, OCG is also our format as well. We're doing a mixture of both. So let's look at the Spear. And yeah, I've seen the Spear around. The Spear is going to be around for a while in the OCG. Let's see when it started becoming popular. Mystic Mine. Okay. Let's look at this one first. There's no Despair there. Go further down. Swordsoul. Maybe Despair's on this list as well. There's no Despair there, but maybe if I control F, Despair. How did this search find the results? Destiny Hero Despair. So it looks like in the OCG when Swordsoul was released, it didn't. Despair didn't really do much in the meta to begin with. Despair, please. One Despair deck. Let's find out when it started to pick up. It started to pick up, it looks like around January of this year. When this stuff was released. I don't know what it is. Branded Despair. That's when it really exploded into the game. And the most popular one was Adventurer Branded Despair. So it may be a case that Despair may not be out full power just yet by tomorrow. But I think it's a very good investment to make. I think it will give you a small value as we go forward. And it's also a really good Fusion deck. So when that Fusion Festival hits, you could be ready for it. So, yeah, some really, really good stuff. Kenneth Ramos says Despair will be the best deck, but just not right now. Yep, it seems that way, dude. It definitely seems that way. Once Branded Fusion comes out, it'll be tier 1. Branded Fusion seems stupid. Branded Fusion is really good. Because Branded Fusion, a lot of their monsters can do any dark, any light. Oh, come on now, man. Come on. That's crazy. Wow, you thought some of the previous metas were broken? This meta is dumb. I mean, I'm happy for Fusion fans because when was the last meta when Fusion decks were like the most meta before like the current era? I want to say Shadows were meta for one point, but I don't know. 1 second, I'm having a drink. Kenneth, I think you've got the right idea. Yes, 15,000 gems, all for Swordsoul, and anything left, he's going to invest in Despair. Yeah, I think I'm with you, dude. I think I'm with you. The only thing I don't know with Master Duel, I'm trying to remember the history of the game now, so far, is these sets. Come on, shop, load up, please. Beyond Speed and Ruler's Mask are going to go in 32 days. Will they become secret packs? And then we could just buy them whenever we want to? Or are we losing access to these? Because if we don't have a chance to buy these later, I would really want to get my Despair cards. I would want one of these. I would definitely want Albion. This. I mean, I'm sure you'll be able to craft them. I don't think they'll stop you doing that. But like, Aluba's a super. Dramaturge, you need at least one of it, looks like. It doesn't look it's that expensive. So maybe I can get some good pulls from this. I would need 3 of these, basically. One of these at least. Maybe 2, ideally. One of these at least. And that's it. And then one of these. And then Albaz, I don't know if Albaz is used, but Albaz is, I'll probably want 3 of them as well. The Albaz is in older sets as well, so I'm not too worried about losing out on that. And then you've got the Tragedy, Despair and stuff here, that's all cheap. In fact, I could craft those right now if I wanted to. So, I think I'm going to do exactly what he said. Spend crazy for Swordsoul. Do I want to buy Swordsoul? Do I want to buy Swordsoul? Because it looks like Swordsoul falls out the meta. Whereas the Spear is not meta now, but will be meta. Whereas Swordsoul holds its value, but becomes less popular. I think we got like a year on Swordsoul. I mean, obviously I want every deck. And I want Fluunderees. I really want Fluunderees. I love that deck. That deck looks so cool. Stupid penguin cards. But, yeah. I'm torn. Very good position to be in. I mean, this is really exciting. It's really, really exciting stuff. I'm going to add to the list Despair. That deck is broken. That deck is insane. Holy crap. What else did they say would be in Master Duel? Yeah, Despair's on the list now. What else did they say would be coming out tomorrow? Oh, Cyber Dragon. Right, so yeah, Cyberdark. I'm not going to have enough gems to buy Cyberdark. But I'm going to have a look at it anyway in case anybody watching this wants another value of it. I mean, it's only going to be 500. Oh yeah, I've never really dueled on PC. I normally duel on PlayStation. That's why it's telling me this. Where's the announcement? Notification. Doobie-doobie-doo. Selection pack. It's going to have Swordsoul. P.U.N.K. Usak Trick? Arctic. I don't know what that is. USA Arctic. I should look that up. And the cybernetic successor. Right, let me look up USA Arctic. I'm going to assume it's not a major ad. I think it's going to be a small little thing. So let me look up what those are. And then I'm going to have a look at cybernetic, whatever it was called. What was I looking for? YGO Pro Deck. That's already open. And how did I spell it? How was it spelled? Card database. Earth's Arctic. Okay, interesting. That's not what I thought it would be. This is not what I thought it would be at all. Oh, this is its own archetype. They're bears. They're all, I thought they were going to be bears because of Earth, like Ursa Ring. Interesting. I've never heard of this. I've never ever heard of this archetype. And this is coming out tomorrow. They're linked to Drytron. Interesting. Right, alright, well, I wasn't planning to do a breakdown on this, but it's only fair that I do. So let's have a quick look at Ursa Arctic and have a look at this and what we're going to do. Talk about the value of these here. I wonder if they're on the same level as P.U.N.K. We'll see. Okay, so let's sort these out really quickly. I'm probably not going to go into as much detail as I did with the other ones because I'm not expecting this to be a really big archetype, but it's got more than the P.U.N.K cards had, so hopefully maybe there's something good here. They look kind of cool. Let's look at this guy. Yeah, very Mega Man X kind of style. See you? Grand Chariot. That's a pretty cool card. Based on appearance alone, of course. Right, and he's cute. Polari, nice, cool. And they're a water card archetype. Okay, cool. Right, let's quickly go through these and talk about what they have. So, Big Dipper, field spell card. Once per turn, if your Earth's Arctic monster would tribute a monster to activate its effect, you can banish one level 7 or higher Earth's Arctic monster from your graveyard instead. Okay. Each time a monster is special summoned, place one counter on this card. Once per turn, if a monster is special summoned and an Earth's Arctic synchro monster is on the field, you can remove all counters from this card, minimum 7, and target one monster your opponent controls and take control of it. Seems kind of shit. Extender. Removal. Defense. Wing con. Engine requirement. So, this is kind of an extender, but also a removal effect. For a field spell card, it seems pretty bad. But I don't know what the other cards do, so maybe it's really valuable. Big Dipper. Departure. Discard one card. Add 2 Earth's Arctic monsters from your deck to your hand. That's pretty good. That's solid. That's a great starter card. You notice that a lot of lower quality decks get cards like this. That get like discard 1, add 2. That's pretty good. Top tier decks don't get this kind of thing. I'm thinking like Trains or Machina. Machina gets a card like this. If you would tribute a monster to activate an Earth's Arctic monster's effect, you can banish this card from your graveyard instead. You can only use the effect once per turn. Okay, cool. Earth's Arctic Itron. Special summon 1 ultimate flagship Ursatron from your extra deck by banishing 1 Earth's Arctic Big Dipper and 1 Drytron Fafnir. Well, I can't afford Drytron, so I'm not going to be building it, but whatever. But Drytron Fafnir must be the field spell, right? There's 2 Fafnir cards. There's one that's a field spell, and there's one that's an Xyz monster. I'm assuming that's the field spell. From your hand or field, although you can banish them from your deck instead if you have Polari or Fuban on the field. Sure. If you would tribute a monster to activate an effect, you can banish this card from your graveyard instead. Okay. Flagship monster. This fusion card. Okay. Let me read it. I'll come back to it. So it's kind of your fusion card. You have to banish Big Dipper. Big Dipper is a field spell card. Fafnir is a field spell card. And sure. Interesting. Okay, cool. I don't get it yet, but okay. Quint Charge. Continuous Trap card. What is this type of card? It's an extender. Drytron. Earth. Drytron. Earth Dry. Dry Earth. Let's see. Boody boody boop boop boop. Go back up. Go back up. Go back up. Alright, Quint Charge. Once per turn, you can pay 700 life points and activate one of the following effects. Add one Earth's Arctic monster from your graveyard to your hand. Okay, rubbish. Tribute to Earth's Arctic monsters even if face down. And if you do, special summon from your deck. One extra deck. One Earth's Arctic monster with a level equal to the difference in levels of those monsters, ignoring its summoning conditions. Don't know how that works, seems complicated. When your Earth's Arctic synchro monster is destroyed by an opponent's attack, you can activate this effect. Your opponent must shuffle cards into the deck, so the total number of cards in their hand and field and graveyard is 7. That's kind of... That's... Well... Okay. Okay. So they could, so if they had 7 cards between their hand and their field, they could just shuffle in their graveyard, which is okay. But if there was a way to make them only do their hand and field, that would be good. But I don't think that card's that good, actually. It seems unique. It's got a cool artwork, but I don't think that card's that good. No, I don't think it's that good at all, actually. Radiation. Activate this card by placing 7 counters on it. Each time a monster is summoned from your hand or extra deck, you can remove 1 counter, draw 1 card. Cool, I like that. It's very easy to use. Once per turn during the end phase, you can target 1 Earth's Arctic monster in your graveyard, shove it into the deck. Really good extender. That's not bad. Yeah, it's not bad at all. Radiation. Slider. Target one of your Earth's Arctic monsters that is banished or in your graveyard. Special summon it, but it cannot attack. Also destroy it during the end phase. Quick play spell. Sure. Okay. For the rest of the turn, after this card resolves, you cannot except monsters from a level. You can only activate 1 per turn. Okay, I'm sure there's something this works really good with. We'll see. Maybe it's because it's just all tribute and stuff. So let's see. Kenneth Ramos says, if you have a tier 1 deck already and you just love, maybe stick with that and just invest. I'm only going for Swordsoul because I have no tier 1 deck. LOL. I run Dragon Link, Spirals, and Tenny. Yeah, but even then, Tenny, Spirals, and Dragon Link can get you far. Like you can climb rank with that easily. I think. Like I have Tri Brigade Zoo, and that's like my main deck to grind with, but I'm a little bit bored of Tri Brigade Zoo, to be honest with you. And eventually Tri Brigade Zodiac just falls out the meta for reasons I do not know yet. So I do have that, and then the rest of the decks are just cards decks that I have that kind of flow into each other. So like Mech Knight can work with Sky Striker, Striker can work with Draco, Draco's a thing, Draco's Erupt, Orcust. I really want to make Orcust work, but it's still kind of bad. Maybe DPE August can be good, especially because you don't need your whole extra deck here. Mech Knight, I love my pure Mech Knight deck. Pure Mech Knights are fun. You can play Lava Golem in it, it's pretty cool. Lib is insane. This card is so good at breaking boards. And it's a good extender too. So yeah, I hear you. You can be very conservative in Master Duel. But I'm also anticipating one other thing. Konami have... I don't know whether they're going to do it. I think they should have announced it by now. But Konami said that this game was going to have tournaments and stuff. Like official tournaments. And I'm hoping that around July, we're going to hear news of an official event for people to compete with for World Championships. Even though I'm pretty sure the World Championships got cancelled this year. So I do want to keep up to date with my modern decks as well. So I'm going to try. Let me see. Yeah, you got to platinum 1 with Tenny. Yeah, it's pretty good. Orcust, I wouldn't recommend investing in them. They've had their time in the sunshine. I love them. They won me a couple of regionals, so I'm always going to try using them again and again. But they just feel like weaker Tri-Brigade at this point. Tri-Brigade works almost the same way, but just has so many better cards. Right, let's look at this bear bullshit. Osarte Mech Bearless. During the main phase, you contribute 1 other level 7 or higher monster from your hand. Special summon this card from... Are you Diamond 1 yet? I am not Diamond 1 in this season. I Diamond 1 every season. Except for the first one. But then I wasn't really taking it too seriously. I was just... I wasn't spending my resources in Diamond my first season. But every single season, Diamond 1, Diamond 1, Diamond 1. And then I just mess around. I'm only Gold 2 right now. I am working for... Oh, sorry, not Diamond 1. Platinum 1. Wait, what? This is Platinum, yeah. So I haven't got worked for Platinum Diamond 1 yet. But I'm not too worried about reaching it. It's just more grinding to me. I'm fairly confident I'm going to get there. But if I don't, I'll let you know. I'll be surprised if I don't make it. Going back, we will look at Arctic Miculis. This is a level 7 monster. Yeah, that's 7. During the main phase, you contribute 1 other level 7 or higher monster from your hand. Special summon this card from your hand. So if you wanted to use one of these things, you didn't have to tribute your monster. That's fine. I see that now. What is the attack? 700 attack for... Okay, fine, whatever. I don't really think I'm going to care about this archetype anyway. Special summon this card from your hand. Also, you cannot do If this card is special summon, you can special summon 1 from your hand. So it gets you 2 level 7s to the field. During the main phase, you contribute 1 other level 7 monster from your hand. Special summon this card from your hand. Also, so it has the same effect. This is a quick effect, though. That's pretty nuts. That's pretty nutty. That's pretty cool. If these were dark, and you could combine this with Lair of Darkness, that would be fun. Tribute other 1 level 7 or higher monster from your hand. So you could use the this card, Departure, which is your starter. Yeah, you could use these 2 cards to fulfill the cost for that, so that's not bad. And what does this do? If this card is summoned, add 1 monster from your deck to your hand. So this summons 1 monster from your hand. This one adds 1 monster from your hand. Okay, sure. Then we've got Mictanus, or Mictanus. During the main phase, you contribute 1 Same effect. If this is special summon, you can target 1 monster in your graveyard and add it to your hand. So we've got a starter, kind of, in the form of a Bipolar. Extender in Micbilis. Mictanus is a recovery card, so it's also an extender. And then we've got Polari, level 1. Cannot be synchro summoned. Must be special summoned by sending 2 monsters you control with a level difference of 1 to the graveyard. 1 tuner and non-tuner. Where are the tuners? I haven't seen a tuner yet. That's a tuner monster. This is level 8. And that's a tuner monster. That's level 8. And that's a tuner monster. That's level 8. Okay, this is a very unique archetype. There's no low level monsters. It's just level 7 or level 8. Okay. Very bricky. Okay. Must work somehow. Alright, by sending, they must be on the field. Okay. If this card is special summon, you can activate 1 Big Dipper directly from your deck. So you've got your level 7, level 8 on the field. You summon up Polari. Polari gets you your field spell, and your field spell does what? You can manage a card from your graveyard instead of tribute in. Place a counter once per turn. If a monster is special summon and you have a synchro, so your cute bear, you can take control of opponent's monsters. Okay. This all seems very underwhelming to me. You contribute 1 level 7 or higher monster, add it to your hand. If I pull any of these, I'm probably going to sell it for resources. This card is also always treated as an Ursac trick or a Tritron card. It must be summoned by Ursac Tritron. Once per turn, if another effect monster is special summoned to your field, except during the damage step, you can add from your deck to your hand. Once per turn, you can target one of your banished and add it to your hand. Still seems very mediocre. Megatanus during the main phase. Quick effects. I mean, I like the fact that they're quick effects. That's kind of cool. Special summon this card from your hand. If this card is special summon while you control another monster, you can target one face-up monster your opponent controls, flip it, Book of Moon. So it looks like these are your setup plays, and these are to interrupt your opponent. So if this card is summoned while you control another monster, you can target one spell or trap card your opponent controls and destroy it. So this gets rid of a spell and trap. This flips a monster face down, and what do? Target one card in the graveyard and banish it. Okay, fine. Grand Chariot has the same summon requirements as the other cute bear. A difference of 7 to the graveyard. With a level difference of 7 to the graveyard. So you have to use the level 8. And you have to use the level 1. Wow, that's quirky. Okay. Once per turn, you can target, if this card is summoned, target 2 cards in the field and destroy them. Once per turn, if a card or effect is activated at targets, you contribute 1 monster and negate the activation. That's rubbish. And then this card here, same thing as the other one. Negate the effects of a face-up monsters without a level that was special summoned from the edge deck. So anti-link monster, anti-Xyz. Okay, fine. If your opponent special summons a monster, you can add 1 from the deck to your hand. Yeah, okay, cool. Looks fun. Looks like a creative thing. I'm going to check the OCG, and I'm sure I'm going to find no decks with Earth's Arctic in the meta. This looks like it's pretty bad. Oh, Asia playmats. Let me see this. Earth's Arctic. There was a playmat with this on Spring Duel Festival. That's kind of nice if people wanted that. Cool, cool, cool. Yeah, it was just that. But this deck is not in the meta at all. It's seems pretty bad to me. And then let's look at Earth's Arctic. And yeah, no meta decks found for this. Generic. Search. Let's see what people are doing. Earth's Arctic, spam monsters during your opponent's turn. Wisely gain advantage with Radiation and Polari. So that looks like a pure version. Earth's Arctic Swordsoul, whatever. Maybe. Let's have a look at it. Why not? 60 card. Super Soldier Adventurer. Okay. Earth's Arctic, good stuff. Let's have a look at that. Ha ha ha. Bear in mind this deck is good. Space Bears. Budget version. This whole deck should be budget. This isn't the best deck, but it works. Let's have a look at you. Gishki, Drytron version. Okay. Pure version. You have to run a lot of monsters. Yeah, this all looks bad. This all looks bad. Right, well, I'm not interested in Earth's Arctic. I think it looks bad. I think it looks like gem bait, and I think if you pull some, you should probably just decraft these cards, because I don't think they're going to be that good overall. If this was a deck that didn't need the edge deck at all, I might be a little bit more interested. But, well, maybe you can play it without the synchros, actually. This might be good for festivals. Yeah. That's the only thing I'm thinking of, is that this might be good for festivals if you don't have, say, the right type of extra deck monsters. Maybe this looks very self-sufficient and you could run it for a festival. You don't need... I mean, these are like the removal cards. This is an ad. You don't need that card, really. This is an ad. You don't really need that card or extender. Polari... I don't feel like I feel like you might be able to play this deck with just the main deck monsters. So, you know, if you pull a couple of these, maybe that's where the value in this lies. But I don't think that's going to be that good for tomorrow. Right, I'm going to now look at the cybernetic stuff. So, cybernetic, I forgot the name of it. It's a set that does cyberdark monsters. There you go, cybernetic successor. I haven't looked at it before. This was a structure deck. So if you guys don't know why this deck is coming, they did a poll. Is it mentioned here? It's in Master Duel. Oh, this is their Master Duel page. Wow, they've already built that up. That's cool. Let's see, structure deck here. I hate Yu-Gi-Oh fandom. Let's see. Can we get the original version of this deck? What was the new card? I think Cyberdark End Dragon is a new one. Is that a new one? Or was that an old one? No, that's... Yes, that's it. Cyber Strike. So originally it was called Cyber Strike. So this deck was it won a poll. Konami did a poll, said, hey, listen, we don't know what structure decks to make. Their cartoon right now is based on Rush Duel, so their structure decks cannot be built for that, or they have Rush Duel structure decks, but for the TCG Advanced game, OCG Advanced game, they didn't know what to build, so they did a vote. They said, hey, what do people want to see? And so we got Ice Barriers, Charmers, all pretty bad decks, and then Cyber Strike, that's pretty bad. I haven't heard much about it, but the newer cards that were there were Attachment Cyburn, this card here, Chimera, Cyber Eternal, Cyber Dark Realm, Cyber Dark Invasion. Now, if you're looking for a budget deck, I mean, this will cost you 1,500 gems in Master Duel, so that's not really that bad because it's just free. You just need to buy free structures to make it work. But I doubt this will be meta or anything. So I remember looking at this card. You can target one Dragon Machine monster you control, equip this card from your hand and field to it. While this card is an equipped card, it gains 600 attack. If it's sent to the graveyard while equipped, you can target one other special summon it. So it's just like an extender really. Chimera. It's funny because these cards work like Union monsters, but they're not Union monsters. I'm pretty sure they're not Union monsters. Let me have a look at an old one. Cyberdark Keel. It's not a Union, is it? No, it's not a Union monster. How weird. You can discard one spell track card, add one power bond from your deck to your hand. That's fun. You can only use the fusion materials this turn. You can banish monster from your graveyard as material. That's really good. That Chimera. That sets up power bond very easily. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can send Foolish Burial, one Cyberdar monster. That's nice. Eternal, quick play fusion spell. Yep. Realm. Searcher, it looks like. Your Teddy for the deck. Add one Cyberdar monster from your deck to your hand with a different name. From those in your graveyard, that's a bit limiting, but fine. During your main phase, you can immediately after this effect resolves, normal summon, la la la. So extra summon, that's cool. Cyberdark, okay. Invasion. Target one from either graveyard, send one equipped monster. This looks bad. And then Cyberdark End Dragon. Must be fusion summon or special summon by tribute one lower. Cybernet fusion monster, blah, 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 blah. Equip. So it's going to be a funsy structure deck. I'm going to have a look at any tournament performance, but I'm pretty sure I'm not going to see any. But let's have a quick look just to give it a fair chance. Cyberdark. Oops. Yeah, nothing for Cyberdark really in the meta. Yeah, it's not a meta deck. It's just a fun deck that people might want to play. I'm not going to invest in it myself personally. I think my gems are going to be very much spent elsewhere. But we will see how things go in the future. So, kind of got my pool list now. Kind of got what I'm going to be working towards and what I'm going to be playing. I think I'm going to wrap this up by doing a couple of duels. Someone wanted to see some True Dracos, so I'll gladly play some True Dracos. One of my favorite decks of all time. Let me just get that going. I'm not going to play on PC. I don't know how to play on PC just yet. I need to use a controller. So we'll see. HDMI 1. Switch over to my source. And yeah. Tomorrow's going to be very, very expensive. Very, very expensive to play. To build. But I'm very excited for it. Right, let's change that up. That's all ready. And let's close this Master Duel. So I'm not opening two accounts at once. I wonder if anybody abuses that. There must be a way, that something that people are doing, because it doesn't seem to stop you there. Let's look at comments. Counting down to the end. Let me see a lot of Destiny Hero players tomorrow. I think you're going to see a lot of Hero decks tomorrow. Definitely. Doesn't seem to be that great. Sucks I have work tomorrow at 6 AM. Gotta go to bed early tonight so I can set my alarm to 2 AM. Yeah, I'm in the same situation, dude. Are you in the UK as well? Because I've got work tomorrow as well. And I was like, oh, I'll just play home. Do you have a Discord server? I've messaged you on PlayStation, but you don't seem to see. I do have a Discord server. Should I share something with you guys? Man, I could really do some help with this one actually as well. Let me show you something. Okay. Let me see if I can share my screen with something. Window capture. So, can you guys see this? No, probably not yet. Okay, wait for this. Wait for it. Okay, so something I'm working towards doing is having a Discord server. I don't know how to do it just yet. I basically just want it to be a place that does two things. One, have competitive deck archive. So if I see like a really good deck list, I'm just going to throw it there so people can come and look at it. I've been learning. I don't know if I need all these bots or whatever. But I also want to have tournaments as well. I want to have a place for people to come online and play tournaments. I'm learning and trying to figure out how to do this myself. But it has to be done in my part-time. So when I have the way to do it, then eventually I'll get there. I was working on this to be a thing for hitting 5,000 subscribers. And also, thank you guys for your support. I did hit 5k this week. I'm very, very happy and over the moon for it. And I was going to do like a thing saying, hey, yeah, so thank you guys, and have a tournament thing. But I haven't figured out how to do this properly yet. So I've run Yu-Gi-Oh! Tournaments before. I used to be a tournament organizer. I've done it IRL. I've done remote duel tournaments. I am not 100% sure how I'm going to run a Master Duel tournament, but I think I'll be able to figure it out, and there'll be prizes and stuff like that. I'll do meta tournaments, non-meta tournaments, so on and so forth. And so I am currently working on this in the background, but yes, I do have a Discord, and yeah, that's coming down the line. I just need some advice on exactly what I need. I was watching a video and it said, yeah, get all of these bots, but do I need all these bots really? I don't know. Don't know whether I do or not or whatever. So that's just putting the curtain back a little bit behind the scenes stuff of what I've been doing. Yeah, I really want to do tournaments. I want to have ways just to say, hey, yeah, come play. Let's do a matchup. To where you talk about other people's deck lists, what their experiences are. Would really enjoy doing that. How do I get rid of this? I don't want this on there forever. Let's see. What's that original source? Is that? No. Oh, it's this one. Okay, cool. Get it off. Ratio. Let's switch to Chrome for the time being. And let me log in. Oops, that's the wrong account. And let's do a couple of duels. I wonder if my missions will be up. That'll give me something to do for today. Let me know how audio sounds. Hopefully the game audio isn't too loud. Yeah, I'm glad you like the idea. I think there's no data. Yeah, I'm live still. I'm just holding off on my gems. I'm trying not to do these ones so I can keep them on. These are hard to fulfill. So what do I have to do? I have to pay a trap card, win a duel, special summon. Well, True Dracos aren't really special summon, but they do activate trap cards so I can get some work done. Yeah, let me do this. Dracos are up. One of my favorite decks. Does really bad going second though. I've acquired new cards that are among the cards that you didn't own in the deck. Put them in this deck. What? You've acquired new cards that are among the cards that you didn't own. Fine. Oh, I sold my high rarity waterfall so I could use the common one so I had more points. Yeah, okay, cool. So this is my current Draco list. I'll probably chop this up as well, re-upload this. But I'm just playing 3 of each. Keeping it simple and consistent. I was using things like Amano Iwato, and music is a bit louder than you. Thank you very much. Turn it down. In fact, I should turn off the music because of copyright. Okay, hopefully that sounds a little bit. Of course you can add me on Discord, man. My Discord link is always in the description of my videos. It's Sean versus hashtag 5468. It's in the description of all my videos. And my PSN is Sean versus Dash. Because someone took my name. Stupid. Triple card of demise, triple into the void, triple pot of duality, one diagram, one terraforming, your starters, extenders in the form of triple heritage, triple disciples, waterfalls, an amazing extender as well, and then we need judgment to protect our board, monarchs erupt is our win condition, king's return is extender and removal, apocalypse is your defensive play and your removal card, and yeah, it's a tribute summon during your opponent's turn. I don't always win with True Draco, but it was the first deck I got to Platinum 1 with. I also have Tri-Brigade Zodiac if you want to watch that boring deck. I'm sure you guys are sick of seeing Bird Gang. I love the new effects they added to the game. Really, really do. They're definitely working on this game as it goes and polishing it up. I feel like we were playing a beta up to this point. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like we were playing the beta. Who's first? Who's first? Probably gonna lose. True Drakers does not do good to go second right now. But we'll see. I'll try. Okay, zombies. Right, I'm just gonna put my controller down because I have no interactions. I have no hand traps. What was that? Oh, skeletons? Skeleton warrior. Da 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 da. Yo, let's go, King of the Skull Servants. So we got White Bacon. Went to the graveyard. Added 2 different monsters. Sends his White Prince to the graveyard. White Prince is going to be activates effect. You can send 1 Skull Servant and 1 Lady in White from your hand or graveyard next to the graveyard. Send Lady in White. You can banish 2 Skull Servants. Special summon. Set 1 face down card. Pass. Okay. I like seeing Skull Servants. That's pretty fun. Right, this hand is pretty good though. I feel very comfortable with this hand. We've got quite a lot going on. So True Dracos with this hand, you could go straight into your spell starter, Pot of Duality, but your cards give you pluses depending on is the sound effect too high, by the way. If the sound effects are too high, if this is annoying you, let me know. How about this? A bit Sangan. If that's too loud, let me know. And then, I'm going to tribute summon first so that we've got a Draco card on the field, and if he responds, we'll get a card for free regardless. So I'm going to set down True Draco, True King's Return, and then we're going to go for Ignis, because if Ignis resolves, I will get a card that would let me do more tribute summons. And then True King's Return will trigger. I'm going to pop that Kazuki. Is he going to respond? Oh, I need to turn on, so I'll make sure I can change my own effects as well. Come on, I want you to chain. Please chain. He didn't chain. I might not get an extra summon this turn. Oh, no, he's activating in the graveyard. Fine. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can banish 1 zombie monster from your graveyard. Except Kazuki. Special summon 1 zombie monster from your hand. Here comes the king, I think. Goodbye, Skull Servant. Activate. Gonna get out one of our spells. Forbidden Droplets. Very nice, very nice. So what did he send? He sent a White Princess. Okay. Right, well I can't tribute summon again this turn. So I've got to hope to do a little bit of digging. That's okay. We'll try. Here comes the king. Okay, yes. Very cool, very cool. Right, I'm going to set down Apocalypse. I'm going to set down Demise. And I'm going to use Duality. Yeah, we'll do Duality first. Then Demise. Right, we've got Waterfall, Disciples, Perfect, and Judgment. We're going to go for Disciples. It will give me an extra Tribute Summon. It would have been better if it was Heritage, but I'll take what I can get. So we'll activate Disciples. What happens when this card is destroyed? By battle and sent to the graveyard, you can banish one other king or skull summon from your graveyard, special summon this card. So it will come back as a 3k beater. Do any of these cards trigger when they're banished? Nope. He might be able to discard this card instead. And then he can activate this card again. Well, we have to just play through that anyway. So we'll have to see. So I'm going to activate... I'm going to activate Disciples. But I don't know whether to go get rid of Apocalypse or to get rid of Disciples. I think I'm going to hold onto Apocalypse and I'm going to get rid of Disciples. And that way I have a defensive play. How many cards in my graveyard? 1 and then 2. Well, I could just get rid of Ignacy. He's not going to do anything right now. Yeah, let's do that. Alright, goodbye Ignacy. We've got Majesty Maiden now. And now, card of Demise. 3 new lovely cards. We've got Judgment to protect our board. That's perfect. Could really do with an extra Tribute Summon, but that's not going to happen this turn. So we're going to lose the Maiden. I'm going to just activate the Disciples because I want something to destroy with Apocalypse. How many cards in our graveyard? 1 and 2. There's no way to get another Draco card in the graveyard right now. So we're gonna pass. Let's see what our opponent can do. No, we're not gonna activate. Turn back to auto, please. Allure Darkness. Right, we're gonna do Majesty Maiden effect. I'm gonna go get a Draco card from my deck and add it to my hand. Hopefully he doesn't negate it because I really want to get my Dynamite Knight. He didn't negate it, that's good. Let's go get the blue boy. Kind of green, but he's water. He banished Whitemare. That's cool. And now White Prince. Another Whitemare is going to activate. You can discard this card, target one of your things that are banished, or to the field. Now he's got 5k. Yeah, it's fine. Go ahead. 6k. Big boy. Okay, so I've got to do this now because I can only tribute summon during the main phase. So we're going to tribute summon. And we're going to tribute over one of the spells and traps. Oh, actually, half of this is going to be 3,000. I'm going to lose the monster I'm going to get. I could do Apocalypse. But then pop it will come back to the field, but then I won't have a way to half. No, but then it will trigger, and then I will have Dynamite Knight's effect, and then I'll be safe. Right, we're going to do Tribute of Apocalypse. And we can get another Apocalypse later on. No, do not destroy my own monster, please. He went to battle phase? He scooped. Oh, okay. Oh, I was enjoying that. Oh, well. I think I activated one trap card. So I've probably got more missions to do. So I'll play some more True Dracos. Win and you'll gain a rank. Watch this guy absolutely destroy me. Guaranteed. Oh. Uh-oh. What the hell? Check your device's signal status. Well, I have no idea what that means, folks. Hopefully the stream's still connected. The stream is still fine. I've never had that message before. That's an interesting one. Please check your device's signal status and restart the game. Are we not connected to PSN? It looks like we're connected to PSN. The store's popping up. Alright, we'll restart the game. Fine. I love that wallpaper. It's nice. I wonder if there's a lot of people playing the game right now. Maybe the servers are breaking. It is pretty high. Ash Bloss Bum. Good name. Ash Bloss Bum. Jesus, this hand sucks. That's a bad hand. Oh, god damn it all. 3 monsters? Really? I have 9 monsters and I drew 3? Come on now. You know what? I'm going to work out the percentage. What is the percentage chance of that happening? Where's my probability calculator? So 9 monsters. Chance of opening 3 of them is 6.55%. That was a 6.55% chance. Come on, man. Well, it's not too bad. So he's going to do Lightning Storm, and Lightning Storm's going to let me activate Waterfall of Dragon Souls. This trap is really solid. I can either add 1 worm monster from my deck to my hand, or I can send any number of worm monsters from my deck to my hand or field to the graveyard to then draw that many +1. So let's get rid of some of these Majesty Maidens, and let's draw some new ones. And at least I traded with his Lightning Storm. Much better. Ooh, Lightning Storm got a new animation too. Nice. They really know what the most popular cards in the game. Like, not to toot my own horn, but if you want any more validity that my card list is accurate of what the best cards in the game are, look at all the cards that got new animation and look at my tier list. I wonder if Ash got one. That would be cool. She's got a thing though, so. Crossout got one. Red Reboot got one. Harpy Feather Duster got one. We're playing against Eldritch. Eldritch versus Dracos is actually genuinely a very even matchup. He's got the lead for now, but we'll see what we can do. Just got to keep track of what he's setting. Is that Elixir? Special summon from the deck. So I'm going to assume he's got Conquistador already, because you would ideally go get Conquistador. So that's the removal card. So we're going to have to bait out his cards. We'll do Into the Void first, because that's not going to really make a difference. We're definitely doing Card of Demise this turn. Into the Void, draw one. Thank you kindly. There's something to respond to, mate. Just do it. And this has got Imperial Order, then I'm fucked. Special summon one zombie. Yeah, sure, go ahead. Nope, two Eldritch monsters. We'll get rid of one of them. He's not getting a level 10 monster from me. Definitely not. Right, we're going to activate Heritage. Sure, skill drain away. It doesn't make no difference to me whatsoever. I'm playing through Dracos. Oh, that animation was new. Now he has 0 interactions and I've just got to break this board. Goodbye, Jojo. Let's see. Set one Solemn Judgment. Set another one. Right, we definitely have to dig. Demise. Cool. Got some good cards there. What Draco cards do we have? We've got 3 Dracos, so we're going to use Disciples. Erupt does nothing in this matchup, unfortunately. Erupt is so good, but in this matchup it does nothing against Eldritch. 2, 3. It's not great. How many tribute summons have I got? I've already used Heritages. So I've got one for Disciples and I've got my normal tribute summon. Right, let's dig. Apocalypse is nice. Return is nice. Demise is nice. Let's go with Return. And then we're going to use one to get rid of another spot. So this one is immune to, cannot be destroyed by card effects. The other one can be destroyed by card effects, so we'll get rid of that one. Right, we'll do the normal tribute summon. I need to make sure I leave a space in the field for Dynamite Knight to get his trap card to the field. Yep, we'll get rid of this. Let's pop this at Eldritch. Have I ever played Predaplant? I tried to once. Someone asked me to build them in Legacy of the Duelist, Link Evolution. But I couldn't really make them work. I don't think they're that good. I did see someone doing Predaplant Despair recently. I can maybe find that list for you. I can't remember where I saw it though. Oh no, it would be too. Actually, it might be on my PC. I might have it saved somewhere. Okay, we're having a funny connection right now. while he's working on what to do. Well, we're playing, but it's just saying we're waiting for a response. I don't know why. Let me see if I've got any scoops. GG. I don't mind taking a quick win off that Eldritch player. I'll do that all day. Gold tier 1, let's go. Let me see if I can find this Eldritch, this list for this person. It was very early on in my analysis. Let's see, analysis, Master Jewel, analysis. Probably back in season 3. Where would I have seen this? Predaplant. Yes. Okay, cool. Here's a list for you, just for you. Sean coming through. Please subscribe and all that good stuff. There's my probability calculator, by the way. Let's close all these tabs. Don't need them anymore. Let's see, window capture. What was this? That was Discord. Chrome. Let's add a window capture. Can we open this up? Where's the screenshot? Bear with me 1 second. Oh, I can just add it as an image. If it's a supported file. Season 3, Predaplant. It doesn't support that image. Okay, I'm going to have to do something else. Give me a second. I'll show you a list. Save as, PNG file, screenshot. Okay, bada bing, bada boom. Now we'll mess around with this. Properties, browse, images, screenshot. Where are you? There it is. Okay, cool. Yeah, have a look. I'll see if I can make this a little bit bigger. Fits a screen. Okay, cool. So this is someone. Oh, wait, you can't see. There you are. So here's someone's Predaplant build. They were mixing it with the spear because obviously Predaplant search out polymerization, and he was doing branded in red, which is going to come out tomorrow. I think there's branded the spear, the fusion spell card there in the middle. So you have to wait till they get that. But it was a mixture of Predaplant and thing, which is pretty good. You've got Dragostapelia there. You've got some of the fusion monsters. You've got Triff there. It makes sense. It makes a lot of sense that you can mix these two together. Yeah, Predaplants. It's fine, bro. I just wanted to know if your opinion on the deck, if you ever played it, though. I do appreciate this. No problem, man. Always coming through. Yeah, no. If you're asking, like, should you build it? I mean, if you have it already, go for it. But I wouldn't chase it. Right, I've done my missions. Hopefully you guys enjoy the True Draco, who seen some True Draco, but my mission does require that I do some special summoning. So I'm going to have to try and pop something else on. So, special summon monsters to the field. Oh, I got a lifetime reward. What did I get? This one? Yes, 100 gems. Let's go. What was that for? Gain life points. No, I haven't got that one yet. Which one did I get? Activate the effect of a card in the graveyard. Absolutely. I'll take that. And then my dailies, I'll come back for later. Right, I need a deck that's in a special summon. So, I could do the boring Tri Brigades. I could do Sky Striker. I'm going to be playing Sky Striker DPE, but I find Sky Striker really boring as well sometimes. I'm going to play some Mech Knights. Let's see what we can do with the Mech Knights. lose and he will lose a rank. Are we going to send this guy to 2? It depends, we'll see. So Mech Knights, I build them to go second. I was trying to find a deck that's good at going second because so many decks in the format right now go first. So I want to take advantage of that. Mech Knights aren't too expensive. Plus I get to play a lot of board breaker cards, so we'll see what happens here. Oh, Luna. That card is so powerful. Yo, what's up, Dre? Everybody likes to talk. Ah, I can't do Eminem. Everybody try to talk. But I forgot about Dre. I can't do it. I'm sorry, I don't know the lyrics. Let me find them. And they got something to say, but nothing comes out when they move the lifts. Just a bunch of gibberish. Enough about that. They forgot about Dre. That's the best you're gonna get from me. That's my rap battle for you. Let's see. Likewise, man. It's good to see you too. Let's see. I don't want to Lightning Storm because I want to build a column here. So I have to dig. Let's set Lightning Storm. He can... Once per turn, you can target one face-up monster your opponent controls. Your opponent can send one card blah, 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 from your deck, okay? Return them both to the hand. I don't really want to let him bounce my monster, though. But then I can send one to the graveyard to negate it. Shall we do a bit of digging? Should we do some digging first? Let's do some digging. See what cards we can find. See if he's got an Ash Blossom. He's probably playing Kaiju Kaguya, by the way. That deck is broken. Let's see. Borolo can go. Not going to need it in this matchup. Mech Knights can go. It's going to just get overpowered. And we'll also get rid of... What, Phoenix? Phoenix? I'll get rid of Phoenix. I don't think I'm going to need Phoenix. This guy's probably playing Seconds Light. No, no. Yes! Gersu. Gersu's pretty good. I definitely don't want him to bounce the Gersu though. But the beautiful thing about Gersu is he can make my own column. So we can now get rid of Luna. Goodbye. Or normal Gersu. Use the F. And we'll send it to the graveyard. World Legacy, World Chalice. Then we're going to use the second F. We're going to put one token anywhere. And we're going to pop the other token in the same column. And then, oh then. I can't OTK because I use Prosperity this turn. That's unfortunate. But I can try and build some advantage and shut down my opponent's next turn. So we're going to get rid of this. Get the Linkaribo. Now, I'm going to be smart about my columns here. Let me do Blue Sky. And then I can link away the Blue Sky. Blue Sky will let me go plus. I'm going to go and get Indigo Eclipse. That's going to give us a couple more options without losing the column. But now we're going to have to free this up. So let's get rid of our Blue Sky so we can free some space up. Go into the pretty much the best card in the deck now. Get Linkaribo off and Blue Sky. Get Lib. This card is insane. Lib effect. I'm going to get a Well Legacy card from my deck and set it to the field. Cannot be activated this turn if I don't have a Well Legacy card in my graveyard, but I do. Well Legacy Succession is going to let me revive a card from the graveyard, but I need to have a Link Zone to point it to, so we're going to have to get rid of Gersu now. And we're going to need Indigo Clips, and we've got Purple Nightfall. Let's summon these to the field now, so I don't have to worry about them later on. Here comes Indigo Clips. And actually, I don't have to get rid of Gersu, I could just move it. But I want to get Purple Nightfall to the field as well. Let me think about that. No, we are going to move Indigo Clips. Sadie asks, hi, is there a good deck you would recommend to a new player who's now trying to get into Master Duels? Don't know much about the meta, but I'm willing to learn it. Absolutely, stick around. I'll show you a good idea once I get out of this duel. Let's see. Let me go with now. I need to get rid of Gersu, so I need another Link monster to the field. Let's summon out Purple Nightfall. And we've now done pretty much all the Mech Knights we want to do, so we're safe to kind of break this column apart. So I'm now going to go into Orcust play. But I also kind of want to set up for the next turn because I'm not going to win this turn. So maybe not Orcust play. Actually, you know, I can do Orcust play later. Let's do Mech Knight play. Two optional effects to activate. I'm going to activate Lib, and I'm going to activate Morningstar as well. Is it Morningstar? Yes, it is Morningstar. I'm going to get rid of a card from my hand, discard it, and then we're going to add another Well Legacy. Don't tell me I chained! Oh no, thank God. I didn't chain. That was cost. Yep, so I discarded a Well Legacy card. I'm going to get another one from my deck to set up for the next turn. I'm going to go get Well Legacy Secrets, a very, very good card for this deck. And then I want to shuffle a card back into the deck, so we'll get rid of the token. Field nice and wide open. If I didn't use that Prosperity, I would OTK this turn, but I did, unfortunately. So we're not going to win this turn, but that's fine. I'm now going to get back Gersu. I'm not locked into Mech Knights yet, so this is still pretty good. And now is the time to swing because I don't. This is the most amount of damage I can do for the time being. So let's do some damage to my opponent, and then we'll carry on our combo. Ah, you did mirror on me. Oh no, dude, how you do me like that, man? Come on, bastard. Yes, continue my main phase. I'm an arsehole. I guess that's what I get. Fine. Yeah, my turn. Right, here come the dangers. Yeah, big level 8 monsters. Turn my chain on. Spirit Charmers. Yep. Wants to get his thingy. No, it's fine. So he's not playing Sekar. Okay. Okay, so he gets a draw. Okay. $21.50. Yeah, I'm just gonna take the hit. Right, we haven't lost yet. Not dead yet. Might be able to turn this around. If only I had my chain on, I would have been able to turn chain Purple Nightfall. I'm stupid. Discord is Sean hashtag 4. What is it? It's in the description of every video I put in. You can have a look at one of those. Hashtag 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, something like that. I don't know. User profile. Oh, I'm on streamer mode. I can't check right now because of streamer mode. Woo! Got a nice card right there. That's a good card right there, I say. Hey, if you guys haven't checked this out yet, check this out. Look at the animation. Oh, he's chaining. Who is he targeting? Go on, pick one. Karibo. Okay, fine. Take it. Perfect. It's not bad. And goodbye to your front row. Now we're going to use the effect of Wild Chalice, banish it from the graveyard, and then add to my hand one of these cards. What do I have banished? Nothing worth using. Let's get this card. Welcome back, Purple Nightfall. Oh, what's he using? Smoke Mosquito. In damage calculation, if you take damage from your opponent's attack, you can push summon this card from your hand, and if you do, that damage is half. Also, end the battle stamina. One face up monster you control, this card's level. Okay, cool. I've never seen that card before. That's a cool card. I'm just finding out what my Discord is, because I'm an idiot and I can't seem to remember it right now. My Discord is Jooby-Dooby-Doo, not in that video. Let me check the next one. Did I draw? Oh, sorry. Set, draw. Your move. My Discord is Sean versus hashtag 5468. Of course, I am a PlayStation 5 player, so if you want to duel against me, feel free to use my Master Duel ID, which is 183-016-816. That's 183-016-816. And then, PSN is Sean versus. Spirit Charmers is being activated, that's fine. Got a shiny card there. Special summon one monster with 1500 defense from your hand or graveyard in defense position. And if you control two monsters with two different attributes, you can destroy one face-up card in the field. Okay, fine. That's the draw card again, isn't it? Yep, that's fine. Here's Luna, the one card army. We are going to chain to that. We're gonna grab something he can't destroy. I don't think he has another summon in him. No, he has Alpha, doesn't he? No, he sent it to the graveyard. If your opponent... Yeah, okay, fine. We'll get, yeah, we need something with a bigger defense than Luna's attack. Yeah, sure. Okay, fine. We'll go with Red Moon. Normally I would go for Indigo Eclipse because Indigo Eclipse can move, so I'll get some gates out of it. But it's just going to get destroyed by battle. Okay, he's got 2 level 4s. Is he going to do something with it? Oh, quirky ass deck these guys got. It's kind of cool in a way. Never really seen them smoke Mosquito. I wonder when that card was released. He's taking a while. Okay, he's done something. Nope. Light Charmer. He's going to draw a light monster from my graveyard. It's kind of cool that these cards are still getting support after all this time. What is the difference between PST and P.U.N.K? Here's Celine. I think he's going to go for an access code talker. So Master Duel is updated at 10 AM PST. We're 7 hours ahead. So 10 AM PST. I don't know what time it's going to be. 5 PM my time. I think the update will drop earlier than that though. If he's access code talker, I'm dead. He's only got light, he can only destroy one. But yeah, I'm still dead, regardless. Assuming he targets the red one. If he targets Purple Nightfall, I'll laugh. Yep, I'm dead. Good games, dude. Enjoy your rank up. No activation. Okay, so somebody was asking about being in the beginning of the game and what deck should they play as a beginner. So here's my recommendation. First of all, rule number one: you play what you want to play. You play what you enjoy. If there's a particular thing you're interested in, go out and play it, build it. There is enough. There are enough gems given to you in the game that you could just get by soloing to build at least one deck, probably even 2 to 3 decks. So if there's a particular deck that you're interested in, I don't know, Dark Magician, Blue Eye, Cyber Dragon, you want to play those, go for it, play them. But then what you have to consider with Master Duel is that decks are not, how do I say this, decks cause, the cost of a deck does not differ between their performance. So a deck that isn't really that good, let's say Venom, will be costly in ways that a top tier deck will be. So Venom is pretty much a bad deck, but it still has ultra rares and super rares in it. So I strongly recommend that once you have kind of got that deck you really like to play and you're enjoying the game, try to be frugal with your gems, hold on to them, not spend them willy-nilly, and invest in decks that you're going to be actually able to use to get more gems and able to complete more content. Now there's 2 main types of content that get you gems in the game. There are the ranked duels, and then there's also the events. Ranked duels are what you saw me just doing right now. You play online in a competitive format against other players. For you to succeed in that one, you want to climb up the ranks, and the more ranks you can climb up to, the more rewards you will get. So your reward list looks like this, and every time you rank up you get 100 gems, and at the end of the season, depending on how high you made it, you will then de-rank to the last rank, and then you will get less gems. So I'm aiming for diamond. Next time I de-rank, I'm going to get down to platinum 5, and I'll have to work my way back up and earn some more gems. That's what you're supposed to do every single month. But then also with that come events. Now I can't show you an event right now because there are no events, but they normally appear on this screen there. And the events are designed to be a variation of the same game. And these events have in the past been things like XC Festival, Synchro Festival, and Low Rarity Festival, which was my favorite one, where people just play with low rarity cards. You have to be able to complete the festival to get those rewards, and to do that, you need a good deck to do that. Now, you could play the free-to-play decks there. They will always give you some loaner decks for free, and they can get you through just fine. So only spend if you know it's going to be a deck you're going to use in the future, and try to use as many free-to-play stuff as possible. Of course, do solo mode as well. That would get you more gems. But in terms of what actual deck you should build, I recommend playing the meta. And I know that's not going to be a lot of popular answer for a lot of people, but a meta deck can be just as expensive as a rogue deck is. And if you're going to get more value and able to complete more content with a deck that's more successful, then hey, that deck is going to reward your investment more than, say, something that's going to lose all the time. So what kind of decks would there be that you want to know in the meta? Well, I have a tier list that I put up a couple of days ago. Maybe you want to go and check that out and have a look at what the tier list currently is. Of course, if you're new to Yu-Gi-Oh, you might have to take in factor of player skill, and some decks are more difficult than others. But if you want me to be completely biased and give you an idea, True Drakos are my favorite. True Drakos are a deck that I would not describe as competitive. They're quite mid-tier, low-tier even. But they are very, very good at what they do. They're very good for climbing rank. And in terms of rarity, if I press R1, this one, I mean, they're mostly super rares. Solemn Judgment is the ultra rare, but then you don't have to build an extra deck with this deck, so it's not that expensive overall. Whereas other decks, say, for example, if I show you Tri-Brigade Zodiac, you have a lot of ultra rares that you have to be able to afford to be able to complete it, and you also have to build an extra deck with a lot of ultra rares as well, so the deck can be quite costly. So yeah, that's what I would consider. If you want something that's very easy to build and that's still very cheap, there are decks you can build out there without actually going into any high rarity cards. And my favorite example of that is Yosenju. I haven't built them again recently, but they're okay. They have a couple of weaknesses, but they're fun. They are all low rarity cards, and you can build something with a package like this, and then all you need are cards like Card of Demise, if that is here somewhere. There's Card of Demise, and Pot of Duality, and then you're just playing a bunch of good cards in the main deck in order to get stuff done. But I have Yosenju deck list as well on my channel, and they're a very, very good beginner-friendly budget deck in my opinion. And then things like Monarchs as well. Monarchs are in the solo mode. You can practice with it a little bit, and they're okay. They're not crazy good, but you know they're enough to clear content with. So there's a couple of ideas I have. I hope that helps you a bit, Saley. Yeah, that's my recommendations. Try not to overspend with your gems. Try to research what you're going to do first, and I would recommend investing into the meta. Although, maybe you want to hold off a little bit for a while, because the meta is going to drastically change after tomorrow, because we're getting a bunch of new cards, and you might want to maybe pick up some of those instead. So, yeah, just take your time with it, and yeah, hopefully that was helpful in some way to you. So, people, I mean, that's pretty much the aim of the stream done. I've done my research now. I know what I'm going to be working on towards tomorrow's pull pack. Let me see if I can get rid of this image. Nope, wrong tab. Chrome, window capture. Is that it? Nope. Let's get rid of this image here. No, that's not the right image. How do I get rid of this? Nope. Window capture. No. How do I get rid of this stupid image? Oh, there it is. Yeah, fine. It's gone now. So, yeah, pull list for tomorrow. I'm probably going to invest in Swordsoul. Need Moye, Incredible Ecclesia, Longyard, Italy, Ataya, Emergence, Blackout, Sacred Summit. I've got some stuff to buy. DPE is the main one to get. I kind of want the Spear as well, and this stuff can go as well. It's going to be very, very fun to pull tomorrow and see what's happening. Yeah, no problem, Saley. And feel free to ask me more questions in the future. And Destroyer Game says, can we do viewer battles? Absolutely. Be more than happy to do some viewer battles sometime. But for now, I'm going to take off. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this stream. Thank you as always for your support. Recently just hit 5k subscribers, which is huge for me. And I'm going to, like I said, I have been trying to work on some things in the background. Those who have been familiar with my channel, you may have heard me say it before, but I have been working on a Discord and I want to do tournaments in the near future, so I'm still learning how to do all of that, but when I do, I'll update you guys with more stuff, and yeah. So you guys enjoy your evening. I hope your pulls go well tomorrow if you're going to pull at all, and yeah, I'll see you soon. Take care.